Trump, no more bullshit.
But what does it actually say there?
Well, you just have to use a blue Sharpie.
Okay. But
Bullshit.
it means bullshit.
Yes.
But it says
Soul shit.
soul shit.
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Not Doug Ziegler. It is Jay Richard. How you doing, Jerry?
I'm doing well. How are you?
That's a bunch of soul shit there, Jerry. I'm not dealing with your soul shit tonight, Jerry. To stay in line, or we're gonna have a bunch of soul shit to deal with. So don't.
Hilarious.
Yes. What a fun way to start off a fun night of stouts, everyone. Yes. Thank you for joining us, Jerry. Thank you for co-hosting. Doug is out on vacation. Y'all already know Doug does not miss ever. So when Doug misses, it's either for family, or something else. But Doug never misses. In fact, I would say that Doug has made more Brothers in Booze than even me, actually. And that's a fact. I'm pretty sure about that one. So what I'm also sure about is that you have some stout to share with us.
I do. And so for the stout show, I kick off one that I have not had. And this is, hopefully this will be in it. This is Still Souls.
Okay.
And Still Souls is a collaboration. It's basically Weathered Souls Stout aged in Still Austin whiskey barrels. So Still Austin, whiskey distillery based in Austin, Texas. And Weathered Souls based in San Antonio. So definitely looking forward to getting into this. It already looks wonderful. Well, through my blur, it's not giving you the love there, but
oh, there it is, the barrel and flow glass. It looks really dark, deep and dark. I like the tan head, like everything that looks.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Any adjuncts in there, or just a straight stout?
Straight stout.
All right.
And okay, yeah, that barrel character, nice. Wet. I mean, this is one of those things that I probably could even, and I have another can, I could probably sit on it and just see how it continues to change there. But I mean, it's a lot. It's whiskey, and I like the fact that it's just straight on, no other adjuncts, and that's what kind of attracted me to it. I said, okay, I'd love to try that, and this is really good. This is very good.
Excellent. I also have something I never tried before either. I just went randomly to the liquor store today looking for the specialties, and we'll get into that a little bit. But I have a Kong's barrel aged imperial stout. I don't know. It was for $12. So it was, yeah.
Okay.
Like, okay. I've never heard of this brew before. And I didn't do my research, but they're out of Wisconsin Dells, which is about 20 minutes north of my house. Wisconsin Dells is a big touristy area here in Wisconsin.
Gotcha.
A lot of people from Chicago come up. It has like 25 indoor water parks or something really, really insane like that. But Kong's, I bet you Doug would love the can art going on here. I mean, it's not going to help. Yeah, it's a bunch of. It looks like actually, I think Matt Clark, one of our guests tonight, would love this because it looks like Rampage on the front.
Huh.
So Rod would like that shit too. But anyway, sounds very much like yours, Jerry. Strong barrel character, a little wet. I mean, it could probably use I got 4 of them, so one of them will probably go into the cellar. And I'll probably give the other 2 away. It's a good one. We both started with barrel age, so I don't know if it goes downhill or uphill from here.
I mean, we'll see what happens. I've got a few things in here, but we'll see how the night goes.
Right.
A lot of guests, so this will be fun. This will
Excellent,
definitely.
excellent. Before we get to those crazy guys, or I almost called them clowns, but I better slow down on that. Let's talk a little bit about what you do on the sidelines here, Jerry. You have this, which is a podcast that I know I love. You want to talk a little bit about it?
Modern Brews and Beats podcast started in 2019, and it was a way to talk beer and also talk music. So with each of our guests, we discuss beer. Now, what you'll see in the logo is hops, music, and also coffee beans. So we really kind of keep it open with brews, because while beer is sort of the main conversation, we have no problem getting into coffee and people who roast coffee, and we'd love to have some other conversations with different companies around that, as well as people who do kombucha, tea, all those different things like that. So we love to have those conversations. And the music part is because music has always been close to me, and it's just another way to learn about our guests, right? So we can have some fun spin-off conversations getting into some music things. So that's Modern Brews and Beats podcast, and I do that with my co-host Tony Dunn, I'm based in Dallas, Texas. He's based in Morrilton, Arkansas now. So always a fun time there. So, and Greg, we got to get you on the show soon, just to have a Greg moment, because we had Doug on the show.
Yeah.
Because he listened and he said there was a house music show we had, and Tony was talking about Chicago house, and we said, okay, I have my own story, so that's when we started talking about it. But
no worries. Yeah.
we need to have a Greg moment and kind of get to know Greg here on the Modern Brews and Beats mix. And we, especially talking music stuff, that we need to definitely have that conversation.
What about this, Jerry?
Jeff, yes. We do need to have Tony on here. In fact, I think that was something in the plans, but I have to check with Jeff. I mean, check with Tony, really, because Tony is a dad of 3. And so I know he's got a lot of things going on, and y'all definitely understand. So I would love to have Tony in the mix.
Oh,
absolutely.
Look at that. Doug's okay.
Working on it.
Working. All right. So there's your answer, Jeff. That's great. That's good. Good stuff. Yeah, no, man. Good if Doug's been on. Excellent. Wonderful. Oh, I know because I heard it. But yeah, anyway. Jerry,
yes.
Again, thanks for co-hosting this crazy time that we're about to have. So we are going to randomly pick someone to start with, because I don't even know where to start. All these guys are my friends. They're all ex-former guests, so y'all know who they are. Let's go with the latest person that's been on the stream most recently. Right. That would be my friend Steve Smith. There he goes.
Well, hello, gentlemen.
Hello.
How are you?
On what, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago,
something like that. Yeah. Good old 3-hour stretch between yourself, Mr. Doug, and me.
Yeah, and it was a good time, and it went really fast, and that's because I don't know if I even want to tell you, but you're a great guest.
Oh, thanks. That's at least nice of you to say on air. So that's pretty cool.
Right. It really took a lot out of me to say that. I don't know why.
No, that's fair. That's fair. Jerry, nice to meet you, sir.
Hey, good to see you. That was a fun show, actually. Yes.
Appreciate it. Yeah. No, it's always fun to do.
So, Steve, real quick before we get to everybody else, tell us about what you do and why we know you.
So pretty much myself, Clark, you'll see in a little bit, and 2 of our other friends. We have super fun game review podcast Go. So I mean, I think we just hit 7 years, I believe. It might even be a little more. Yeah, it's been so it's been going, but yeah, so we do game reviews once a month. So we'll pick a game, maybe old, maybe something a little bit newer. Recently on the side, I've been trying kind of like a tabletop version of storytelling, just outside of just being, video games. We just like games in general. So, our one co-host, Harry, is running the game. He's the brain behind it. And then the 3 of us just have to try to make up shit and have some fun doing it. So, yeah.
Well, you've had a lot of fun, man. 7 years, and Jerry knows that's a long stretch for a
Yeah.
podcast. And to
Yeah.
be able to keep content and keep it rolling and to keep the crew
Right.
together. I mean, how many rock bands have we seen not make it 7th year? So
Yeah, fair,
kudos.
fair.
Yeah.
You know, we've
I
had
mean,
some face changes over the years, but hey, that's the way it
yeah,
goes. Lives change, and you know, it's
Sure.
just it is what it is. But yeah, we're still going and still really enjoying it. It's a labor of love,
right.
definitely.
Right. Not everybody's a Rolling Stone who's been around for literally 7 decades, but you know, that
Exactly.
is
Yeah, got that Mick Jagger blood. Talk to me in about 87 years or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah,
Past-
those old motherfuckers are touring this year. They got a new album. I don't know if
That's
y'all even know all
that's
this.
ridiculous.
It's insane.
That is
And I actually heard the new album, and it's pretty damn good for a bunch
Yeah.
of 70-year-old AARP guys. Mick Jagger's out here having kids still. I mean, those guys. I mean, Keith Richards, respectfully. I mean, the man is still kicking. I mean, he's
Yeah.
had everything in his body, literally, almost probably.
You know what? That's a very broad scope. Yeah, it's a wide berth. I don't think you're wrong.
So we're going to keep the expectations low, but we'll see y'all in another 10 years, and hopefully you're celebrating 17.
It is. It is interesting that the Rolling Stones have released this latest album and still are talking about the same topics and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And we
yeah.
do have Andre 3000 that was kind of done with rap and wanted to go more into something completely different. That's another
Yeah.
whole conversation. But yes, I think it's
The flute music.
Yes.
I've been meaning to check that out. That has
I
me
love
interested.
it,
I need to see what it's about. If that's his comeback, it's like, all right, Andre, let's see what's going on.
Yeah,
I love
Yeah.
it, but that's just me. I'm down for some. I think music is mood. Jerry will probably agree with me. So
sure.
Oh
I
yeah,
can fit almost any kind of music in almost any, depending on the mood. There's a
Mhm.
few exceptions. There's a few genres I won't fuck with anyway.
Fair,
But
fair.
but generally, you know what I mean. I embrace everything, and flute music has its place for me. And another person that has their place for us, Steve. Since you mentioned him, we're gonna bring on our friend Matt Clark, who
Brady
is
Bunch
part of.
Matt.
Hey, what's
Uh,
going on?
Actually, sorry, Matt. Before we get to you, I'm sorry, Steve. We didn't ask you what you're drinking, buddy.
Oh, so tonight it's probably going to blend in with my green screen, but I am having I have Trogues cookie bread, gingerbread cookie
Oh.
stout. So I had
Mm.
never heard of
Mm.
that, and I actually
Oh.
went a couple weeks ago with some colleagues. They had the most wonderful beer of the year, so it had that, some Mad Elf, Naked Elf, and a Perpetual, of course. So it's been
Nice.
sitting in my fridge, and knowing this show was coming up, I'm like, I have to wait. I have to try
Right.
it. So I mean,
Right.
it is.
Yeah. I'm
it
with
is
Jerry,
dark.
right? Details. Let's go.
Yeah. So you definitely get that ginger. The clove really sticks out, and a little bit of allspice. It does kind of give you that wintertime feeling where it's like I could be sitting on my on a sun porch while watching the snowfall, just sit back and just like this would be it. So yeah, it's soothing. Not like too I was expecting a little bit more of like a snap being like a gingerbread, but not not so much that. It was pretty pretty mellow and smooth, so I dig it.
Could you dip a ginger snap in it and it would be good?
Actually, you know what? I don't think that'd be too bad of an idea. So just like for that extra little pop, yeah, I wouldn't be upset with that. I have 3 more in the fridge, so I have to get some, and I'll let you know. I will do that research just because you asked, because you're my friend.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And just because I'll be like slobbering, I'm like, oh my god, that's so good.
Tell me about it. Like a 1-900 hotline. Tell me about the cookie. Do it again.
So what y'all
Dip it slowly.
What y'all may not remember about Matt Clark is that Matt Clark is a big IPA drinker, but also a big stout drinker. So this is right down his wheelhouse. So I'm really interested to see what Matt has in store for us this evening.
So, the Black Friday beer scene was basically started with the whole like Goose Island, Bourbon County. So I digging around in my little cellar cabinet that I have, and I pulled out some bourbon, Bourbon County, but it's from 2018.
Nice.
So we're gonna go with an old boy here, and I'm very excited to crack into this. I
I
don't.
was gonna say, Jerry,
I
that
don't
gun
go
on
in.
Tavor.
I don't go into my cellar too much.
It's true.
You won't find that on Tavor because it's not craft. So, but that is, I am very curious. Yes.
Pre-pandy. That's a rarity.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So Life on Tap, who we will see in a moment here, says 5 years. Does Matt, does that have a drink by date on like the one that I got today?
Um,
Because on the back of mine it says drink by 2028. I found that very interesting.
Huh.
And
No.
then that lines up with our friend just said down there, which is 5 years is a generally good spot. So very interesting. So
no,
Matt,
mine
that
just
is
has the
5 years.
bottled on September.
Okay, and yours
Okay.
is 5 years. So you are
Mhm.
at that sweet spot. I don't know if you meant to do that or not, but we are all aligned here tonight.
No, but it's super bourbony. Like the barrel is there. The second I cracked it open. So very excited to get into this. It's in a custom little glass. This is in a smoking device. You
Bong.
see it just like sitting here like this, you know.
It looks like a bong. You it looks like a bong.
But it's a fast as fire. It's nice. It's nice.
It could be bong water with that whole thing, and we wouldn't know it.
You never
Ooh.
know. We'll find out
I don't know
about a
why
half
you would.
hour.
I don't know why you would do that, but
No.
It takes a
No.
village, man.
wouldn't be my go-to drink of choice for tonight, especially.
no. But what are the
Um,
tasty notes on that, my friend?
It's very kind of, I want to say like coffee forward almost. I think the barrel and bourbon have like really settled in together to kind of make that kind of like coffee kind of like, I want to say like more earthy taste. Which I really like. Actually, there's almost no sweetness to it. It brought the stout forward a little bit more without the coffee and caramel notes that they are talking about here, because you're looking for vanilla, caramel, and smoke, and I'm not getting a lot of the smoke. I'm getting a lot more earthy kind of tones from it, but it is still very much very good.
Mm-hmm.
So,
It's
cheers.
good to hear. Good to hear that waiting 5 years is really really nice. That's excellent. I don't know, Clark, if before we get to our next guest, I don't know if you want to talk about or did Steve cover it, or if you have any things to say about your 7-year-old podcast.
Oh, yeah, we've kept it going through the pandemic, and it's just a lot of fun. I get to see my friends every two weeks and review games and talk about video games, and
A lot of life changes, man. People got married, people
Yep.
had kids,
Mhm.
all kinds of different things are going on, and y'all kept it together.
Yeah, I mean, I think my son was like 2 when we started.
Oh,
Something
okay,
about
okay.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And through all that stuff, been able to make almost every episode. I think I'm down maybe 5 to 10 that I've missed, including like our little offshoot ones. But yeah, it's been an absolute journey. It's been super fun.
See what you did there. That's what I call marketing.
But yeah, it's been a good time, and we definitely have continued to like evolve and try to improve and things like that. So it's been awesome.
Yeah, excellent. JHG says that Half Baked Brewery did a bong water IPA.
Oh,
I don't think
yikes.
they added bong water to it, y'all.
I'm gonna go probably not. They're just like, this is super
But
dank. We should
but I
call it
don't know if
bong
that's
water.
is that a good marketing or not, Jerry?
Right.
Because I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. Not. I mean, I've seen the word dank in things and all kinds of but bong water, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
might be a stretch. You're hitting a very niche market. We're like, I drink a bong water IPA. Yeah,
And I'm not even
good.
and I'm not even going to ask you guys how you know what bong water tastes like. We're just going to save that one. We're not going to go there. We'll leave that one.
but it doesn't even sound like something you'd want to know. I mean, it's just it went bong water. I'm like,
well,
that
that's
doesn't.
true.
That's the problem. It's just like it
Yeah.
doesn't even sound like something that would be. I'd like to taste that.
No.
Right.
So
You know, interestingly enough, Tired Hands does a lot of kind of like stoner culture in their beer. Not necessarily, but like when they're doing their tasting notes, they're like, oh, it tastes like blueberry CBD gummies and like stuff like that. Like it's really interesting. And they have a restaurant in, I think it's in Center City-ish area. It's in Philly, and it's called Saint Owners. And if you remove the period from that, it's just Stoners. And they have a barley wine, which I actually really like, called Stoner Witch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Kettle House Brewery, fresh bong water.
Fresh bong water hemp pale ale. So it just gets used once, and then you dump it in for like the tiny little bit of flavor.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's interesting.
No.
I'll try anything once. Why not?
I'm gonna say no to that, but I'm gonna say yes to our next guest, who is I'm not sure who we go with, guys. So we'll go with next on my list here, Rod J. Beer Ventures.
What's up?
Wow. I'm finally in the house. I'm hanging back in the green room. I'm about to get some donuts.
Yeah, our green room is not that great. Doug and I got to put more into it.
You didn't get your care package?
I did not get my care package.
Oh, that ain't right. Come on.
No,
It'd be great if you said that and then pulled up a donut.
Yeah, right.
And no Skittles without the blue ones taken out or whatever. Like, I don't know if you've heard that. But some people want Skittles with the red ones taken out.
Why is guys segregate? How are you segregating Skittles?
I don't know. That's what Mariah Carey wanted. So don't ask me. Go ask her. She got the number. Look, Mariah Carey can do what she wants because she got
absolutely.
She got that #1 song that everybody loves. I don't know. That comes out every time this year.
Oh, this time of year.
No.
I was wondering, is there a new song?
Every year, it's charting this year. It's just insane. But anyway,
wasn't she like she was sued over like the Christmas thing or something? I think.
Right.
Yeah, but
she's gonna shake that shit off.
Yeah, they didn't win. And I mean, it's great, right? I mean, to have a song that is played every year. Hey, talk about mailbox money. It's in there.
So, yeah, royalty check, please. Keep it coming.
It's the proof of her success, really. Like it's just proof. Like it's going to be Christmas canon forever.
Right. Forever. It's not. It's and who else is forever is Rod. You're forever, Rod. What's going on?
Yeah,
Rod.
I'm the old guy, so I'm forever. All right.
I ain't gonna argue that.
Oh man, time
Rod,
is here.
Tell us about what you're drinking, and also tell us about this.
Rod J. Beer Ventures. Oh, look at that logo. That is a fresh looking logo, I'll tell you that. So right now I'm actually drinking one that I picked up today that I didn't really mean to. I mean, I picked it up knowing what it was, but I didn't realize I needed to pick it up because I've had it before. But it was like 3 years ago when it came out. It is the Dragon's Milk.
Oh no.
Reserve.
Oh no.
The oatmeal cookie, which I forgot to do the review on it. So there is a review on this on my channel. So now I'm just drinking it for fun. So stout with cinnamon, brown sugar, raisins.
No, why?
Vanilla and oats. It's not potato salad. It's not potato salad.
With raisins in it.
I mean, you can do, barley wines kind of have a raisin type feel. So they got it, it ferments it out. You're okay, Greg. You're okay.
I was waiting for the food shaming, and y'all want to talk about it like right up front.
It's different between beer and potato salad because potato salad, how it can go down. You know how it can go down. So
we're going to talk about potato salad later. Actually,
that's a serious. That's a serious event. That's a serious thing. You can't not be messing up the potato salad.
Yeah,
we all know this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And I get.
I mean, we do know the best way to mess up. I mean, the best way to avoid messing it up is to not have it. But that's another conversation.
You start seeing those old women around talking. They talking about the potato salad. Like, who made the potato salad? Because there ain't something right about it. So yeah, you don't want to do that.
Did you try Betsy's? No, she's.
If there's raisins in it, we know who made the damn potato salad. But anyway, though, Rod, what's the tasty notes on that one? I know you said you got one out. You got a review out there on Rod J.
Yeah, there's one I did like
Tell
a
us
few
what's
years
going on
ago.
Yeah. Oh, so you cellared that for 2 years is what you're saying?
No. I bought this today, but forgot I had done a review on it 2 years. I mean, when I see a new Dragon's Milk, that's one of the few beers. It's like just buy the 4-pack.
You just buy it and just don't even care.
It's like, and I got it. I was like, I looked at it later when I got home. I'm like, oh shit, I did a review and it's like 3 years ago. It hasn't been out for the last 3 years. So it's got a smooth creaminess to it. It's got a nice feel to it. You get the vanilla coming through. Not as much of the bourbon effect, so to speak. You don't get a lot of the woodiness, but that creamy underbody that you get to the beer, you do get a little bit of that dark fruit type thing from the raisins. And it's a nice one. You can just sit back and chill. This 11% ABV, you would not think it's 11% as you're drinking it. So know your tolerance, because it will sneak up on you. Some of you guys, I know, not saying you guys here on the panel, but some of you guys watching might be a little lightweight. Know what you can handle, because I don't want you to get up out of that seat and then fall down and bust your ass. You gotta know what you can.
11% though, yo.
Oh, this is Rod's fault. Son of a.
I started with a 10 with the triple, so I'm on 11 now. We're gonna see where we go through. I still got some other stuff higher than that. So big boy beers. Pull up the big boy pants. Let's rock it out, dog.
All right, Rod. Quick. You want to say quick? Oh, I'm sorry.
No, good. I said, for Jerry, former DJ in the 90s, love to get on your show at some point. Talk some music, some beer, by the way. So you mentioned house. We were like doing all the house stuff in the early 90s.
Absolutely.
So I'm with you on that too. So just saying, throwing that out there.
Rod, you were an old DJ?
I was former DJ. I was listed as one of the top radio DJs in college in the Gavin report. If you know what the Gavin report is from the college DJs back in the day, I was listed as one of the top ones back in the 90s.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
and that makes sense. You got a voice for radio. I'm not saying you're not good looking. I'm just saying.
Well, you didn't say face. You said voice. So I appreciate it.
I did the right thing without being too insulting after calling him the old man.
Right. Well, he called himself though. So anyway, Rod, real quick, you want to say anything about this real quick?
So Rod J Beer Ventures, been doing it. It'll be 9 years next March. The blog rodjbeerventures.com can give you all the links to all of this stuff. Next week, I'm actually going to have Illinois. We're going to talk about their non-alcoholic beers and what they're putting out. They're having some good success in that line. Recently, just had a nice interview with Left Hand's head brewer from out there in Longmont, Colorado. Bring some of the big dogs in-house. I've got a lot of things turning right now. So this year, we're taking it to a next level, I think. We're going to be doing some different things, so stay tuned.
Excellent. Now let's see here. Excellent, Rod. Well, thanks for having us. Thanks for bringing a great beer. And we have two more guests to get to real fast. We got Daniel Fisher joins us in the house.
All right.
Howdy, y'all.
Daniel, one of our
Cheers,
biggest watchers and fans. We love Daniel. Daniel's excellent. Met Daniel at the Beer Bloggers Now Defunct Conference.
Yes.
Headed off there, and we've been fast friends since. Daniel, what is in your glass? Because you
I'm doing a bunch of sub varieties of stout tonight. So I'm starting off lighter. So this is the approved from Interborough, their American Session Stout. It's only 4.8%. It's just Centennial and Columbus dry hopped in there. So
let's see that again, Daniel, please.
Yeah, man. Of course, yeah. So Interborough Spirits and Ales out of Brooklyn. They're actually they're kind of owner brewer over there. They used to be the founding brewer over at Carton Brewing in New Jersey, Jesse Ferguson. So he makes excellent stuff out there all across the board. This is no different. This is like, I don't see a sessionable stout that's not a Irish dry stout usually. So the fact that this was there, I'm like, this is kind of cool. I have to pick this up. And like it's, the hops are just gently present, but like the roasted malt is coming through it in spades, and it's hitting your palate, and it's got a good weight to it, even for 4.8%. Enjoying it a lot.
Very nice.
Excellent.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, because we were talking about that before, about not all stouts are big ABVs. We'll get into that a little bit. Daniel, what's been going on with you? I know you have a podcast on hiatus. I don't know if you want to talk about that, but you are also still doing Life on Tap.
That's right. So it's been a hot second since I I've since been pushing a lot of content out there. But every now and then I push a lot of little bits out there and whatnot. And a couple reviews in a week at a time, so to speak. But yeah, so it's Life on Tap has just been kind of my tasting journey, if you will. It's kind of a personal blog/podcast, audio, written, and video, all of the above, so to speak. So it's taken a long time, a lot of winding roads here and there, and taking me into my current no lactose path, unfortunately. So so the pastry stout is one category that anything that has lactose is off the table for me today. But I found a couple that fit the bill, like the oatmeal cookie one, which has no lactose in it. So I do have that one in the fridge at some point. So, but
how long you been doing Life on Tap?
Believe it or not, July 2006.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Very nice.
Okay.
I've had a bunch of ups and downs with the birth, with children, as we've talked about before, and life changes, so to speak. But yeah, I've done a lot of different things over time, so it's just been in and out. Formats change, things change, but yeah. In there.
Doug and I are babies compared to y'all, man. It seems like we've been it's like Doug and I have been together for like decades now. But anyway, it's only been 3 years, man. So like y'all been killing it. All y'all been killing it. Excellent stuff. So is that lifeontap.com, Daniel?
Yes, lifeontap.com, although lifeontap.net was the OG domain before lifeontap.com came available. Believe it or not, Draft Magazine held lifeontap.com and did almost nothing with it for like a good, I don't know, like since 2000, from 2001 or 2 till like 2007 or 8, I want to say. And then as soon as they dropped it, I picked it up.
Oh, wow. There you go.
So,
Daniel, this is not true, right?
No.
Well, I mean, there might not be. It was a podcast. It wasn't a distributed podcast. I should say that. Maybe.
that was pre OnlyFans.
I was going to say,
it's like that's like just to throw in a music beat. Throwing a music beat here. It's like behind closed doors. That's what it is. But for Zach, I do have to say something here. My parents had a pair of slippers here, so I'm wearing slippers right now during the stream. So I thought you'd be proud of me, Zach.
He called you D-fish.
Yeah,
and he saw you got a haircut. He's Our friend Zach's very, I don't know what the word is.
Observant.
Yeah.
There we go.
Observant.
Oh, look. Oh, look at this.
See, I love it.
Oh.
Skipper Twins sounds almost better than Slipper Twins.
Right.
It's like floats your boats, man. It's all good. No shame.
It's kind of like when Jay-Z said, we could be best friends.
Right. Right. Oh, looks like Rod dropped out. He'll be back. So without further ado, I think our last guest, I'm not sure. Anything can happen here. More people were invited, so who knows? But it is our friend, main commenter here on the stream. Y'all should know him because he's commented on all of yours probably, and he's been here a while. So bring on my friend HG, former president of the National Hemp Dad Network, Data 2, and heavy metal guy, big stout guy. He likes his coffee like he likes his men black, and I mean, there's what else can I say, JC? How you doing?
I think you said enough. I mean, nice.
Star Trek guy.
Love it. Love it.
No pressure whatsoever.
Jerry, stop it! Don't do that, Jerry. Jerry's like, I got so much to say. I'm just gonna let it go.
I really do, and I'm sitting like, I'm gonna roll right with it.
Yeah. JC, what's in the glass, man? What's going on?
Well, what's going in the glass? I haven't poured it yet, and just letting it sit.
And I'm gonna go. I'll be right back, y'all. While JC talks about his next one, I'm gonna go get. I gotta get my second already, y'all.
Ooh.
Y'all got me going. Yeah,
I had to go the same. It's a live pour. Nice.
What I got here is my friends at Hardywood in Richmond.
Yeah.
Christmas pancakes.
Okay.
And this is on. Yeah. So this is
Paging Doug.
This is built off. Yeah. I'm channeling the inner Doug here. This is like adjunct to the nines. This is a gingerbread stout with spices, honey, and maple syrup in it. So we're going to find out just how mapley and whatnot it is. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's an excited face.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
And noise.
Oh, mm-hmm. Yeah. That gingerbread is right on the nose, and it hits you on the tongue, and then the maple syrup and the spices, they all kind of blend in right after, and all goes down nice, smooth, like
Okay.
Wonderful combination of flavor there.
Very nice.
So I think this whole stream we're going to be batting down fake news. So JHG, I'm not sure if we can.
I mean, I am near DC, so
well, I don't. And then here's more. I'm not sure what the hell.
God, put that on your resume. That's a good one.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
That is, Steve. I never thought of that. Excellent, excellent. Rod is back, y'all. Having a little technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think the censor didn't like my joke or something. I don't know. I went down right after OnlyFans. I was gone.
He's on to us.
It's gonna be one of those nights.
The FBI agent was just like, disconnect, mute.
So before we get into Stout, y'all, I'm gonna introduce this one, which is Wolf. I'm not sure if y'all familiar, and it looks like Daniel's familiar with Wolf. Wolf is Three Sheeps here. Three Sheeps is one of the better breweries here in Wisconsin. They are in Sheboygan, right on the lake, up between Milwaukee and Green Bay. They have probably the second best barrel age program in the state, besides Central Waters, which I'm sure that y'all hear about. New Glarus, I know y'all all know about New Glarus, but one of the things that New Glarus doesn't really do in excess is barrel aged beers. They have a few, but they don't. So New Glarus is kind of out on that. Lakefront, y'all know Lakefront. They have some good ones, but they generally don't put a lot into their barrel aged programs. Where Central Waters and Three Sheeps really do a great job. So this is Wolf, y'all. This can here cost me $11, so I thought that was interesting. But this is, this little can.
Yeah, it's
exactly.
How wallet makes.
How much was that one?
$10.99
for a 12-ounce can. Okay.
For this whole thing was $12.99. So I found that interesting. We'll get into the prices of what y'all see in the Stout soon, because we had a little conversation in pre-production. And I was just blown away by some of your answers, especially Clark. Jesus Christ, Clark.
So this is really a wolf in 11 George Washington's clothings at this point. So
there you go. Now, I didn't really blink twice at the $11 because I know what quality that Three Sheeps brings. If I didn't have that feeling before, I may have passed on this one. But this one here is a Doug special, y'all. It's pecans, coconut, and vanilla.
All right.
How I define a Doug special is it has to have at least 3 adjuncts, 3 and higher. That's what Doug likes. Right.
That's
so
fair.
Doug, I know Doug's watching. I'm representing Doug. Look at that. Actually, Doug is commented here. Our last comment.
Cheers, Doug. Absolutely.
Cheers. Drive safe.
Safe travels.
All right, y'all. So the pecans are prominent. I'm not getting much coconut, a little bit. I'm not a big coconut person, but I bought this because it said the 3 adjuncts like enabled the coconut to kind of be overshadowed. I can't do the coconut bomb one, y'all. I just can't. I mean, I can have a little bit of sip, but it's just not my thing. But the vanilla really shines here. I don't even know if I would want to. I don't even know if I would want to age this one because I don't know. I wouldn't want any of it to fall out. If that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Sometimes that vanilla will fall out. You
Right.
know what I mean? So this is one I was like, oh, I'm going to buy this and I'm just going to drink this one and it'll be good. If I get an inclination, I'll just head back to the liquor store tomorrow and grab some. But I don't even think I want to fuck with that actually. This is really fun. And I don't think it's barrel aged. So let me check here. If it's barrel aged, I'm not tasting much of the barrel.
Okay.
No, it's barrel aged. I'm not tasting much of the barrel. And I like that because sometimes you don't want to taste the barrel, but sometimes like Jerry, I think Jerry's one said, his was big barrel. And sometimes you want that, but sometimes you want to really be able to taste the adjuncts. So this is a good one. This is is everybody here? Yeah.
We're here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
People
all
dropping off and out.
I think
yeah,
Greg
good
moving
one.
for a second, and Greg got worried.
We all just like, wait a minute.
Right.
It's like shit. I can't see him. Let me put
Freaking
on
him
my
out a
glasses.
little bit.
And this first one went down really fast. So when I fuck up here, it'll be the next time. So but yeah, good times with this one. I'm gonna finish this one for sure. Shout out. Worth $11? Nah, probably. How about that? Probably.
So, all right.
Real quick, y'all. I kind of want this to be like a sharing of what we're drinking and how we love our stouts, but I also kind of wanted to be a little info for folks who don't really know the full range of stouts. So real quick here, we have the types of different stouts. I probably have missed some, but we got American, we got barrel aged, we got coffee, we got dry. Generally, as Daniel says, usually those are like the Irish dry ones. Like Guinness is the best one that I could say for this one. We got oatmeal, which we've had 2 oatmeal stouts now. I don't know if any of y'all ever fuck with oyster stouts. Those are really interesting. Pastry stouts, Russian Imperial are amazing. Sweet. I think you could just do Imperial too. I know Daniel can't do the sweet milk ones, the lactose, but I passed on the sweet one today because I was just not into that. But so there's a wide range of different stouts, y'all. And that's one of the best things about this style is that it does have a baseline of what we like, but you can just go so many different ways. I mean, we had gingerbread, we had raisin, we had what was mine? Coconut pecan. We had Clark pulling something out from 5 years ago. I mean, it's just
some
all over the
barrel-aged
place.
madness.
Yeah, and I'm not even going to. Y'all know my name is Daddy Porter. I'm not even really going to touch about how porters are basically stouts. We're not even going to go there. So
No,
I mean, we can.
Stouts are porters. Because they come from the porter, not porter stouts.
Right.
And the porter style, in my opinion, and that's why I don't want to go down this rabbit hole. I mean, we can, but the porter style kind of been overshadowed by the stout. But I think one of it is because stouts are just so porters can be wide range, but you could throw almost anything at a stout. And especially if a stout's kind of bad. You could just add like 7 adjuncts, sell it to Doug, and he'll buy like the whole fucking batch. So like, well, what's up, Clark? You had a question?
Look at that face.
No, I got something to say. So I have made a discovery on my 5-year-old beer. The bottom part, I don't know if anyone was paying attention as I sipped it and then spit it immediately back into my my glass. It was chunky. It was absolutely just chunky at the bottom.
Yeah.
But again,
yeast. Yeast?
Yeah, it had to be something.
Describe chunky, like you literally felt particles in your mouth.
Yeah, like I'm trying to see, like you can kind of see in the glass, it's kind of around the sides there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Clinging.
just very chunked up, like right there is like a real bad one.
Wow.
Those are the nutrients you pay extra GNC for that.
I'll be honest, $64.99, sir. I'll be honest.
Wasn't there 1 year? Wasn't there 1 year in the teens there that they had an infection in a handful of their bottles?
Yeah,
2015.
It was no, I think it was actually 2020 that they had a.
No, 2015 because they actually put it out. You had to return. People return and stuff.
People had to return it.
I knew people that had good bottles. Maybe 2020
one.
happened again, but 2015 was a big one.
It was the first one.
Yeah, I've got resin all over my palms.
That's what happens when you bring
man. You need to clean that more often.
Yeah.
I will say this though, I did make the mistake of, because this is a 15.2%er from when I bought it, so it's probably aged up a little bit, but I did pour, like, literally just went like, oh, I'm gonna go the rest.
Yeah.
Instead of leaving that half inch in the bottom, like I made a absolute rookie mistake for anyone that sellers stuff.
Noob.
You always leave like a half inch in the bottom
Yes.
to
Oh,
avoid.
let me get the
mismatch.
notes. Hold on.
There we go. So, Clark, there's been some potential misinformation being spread about you, so I have to make sure that you at least address this.
I mean, I'm gonna say if you want to use stout as another as like a synonym for girth,
Girth.
Yes, there you go.
Okay.
There. Yep.
all right.
I've seen it. He's lying. No.
Man.
So I'm gonna have to go to my second beer because I'm done myself, obviously.
Darn it. Darn it.
Sure.
Good you had another glass ready at least.
Yes, I had a second glass. I knew because I'm actually switching it up a little bit. I am going to go, and this is again when I was going to my cellar, I decided, I saw like the 2018, and Steve, you'll remember this one. I still have the other sticky monkey from when you and I reviewed Duck Dynasty together.
No kidding.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Nice.
So a 2018 Firestone sticky monkey barrel-aged quad.
That thing made the game enjoyable. That was about it.
Yes, it did.
That and
you
the
go.
other dozen beers.
Ass.
Yeah, it was terrible. John Nuke. John
How
Nuke,
old is that?
This is
How
also
old?
another. This is another 5-year.
2018.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stellar line.
Firestone,
That's one.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice, man.
That not awkward moment when you don't have to leave the house. You can just go downstairs,
Absolutely.
just grab from the shelf.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. That's the nice thing. I'm starting to learn about this. Like,
Yeah.
and also while I was digging in there, I remembered that I have a. I don't know how much of you guys are wine drinkers, but I have a 2015 as well in there, just aging. It's
Nice.
from EIEIO.
What is it? A
still
port?
have your-
What is it? A
Oh
port?
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it a port?
Oh wow.
No, it's
No.
it's a Pinot.
Yeah.
Pinot Noir.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I got a
Yeah.
port that I got to open that I have literally been cellaring for 20 years.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wow.
Nice.
Ooh,
I have
awesome.
I have an Amarone from 2001. I got to open.
Yeah.
And
wow.
I'm gonna do this
And I
on
also
camera.
I have a shot new. Oh, there you go. There's a pour. Oh man.
Man.
Oh, that
Mm.
looks
Ooh.
brilliant.
Oh, look at that. No, it's
Look at that.
go ahead. Look at it. Gather it on top. Okay.
Now, y'all, a quad is not a stout, but we don't care.
No.
Nobody cares.
Dude, Sticky Monkey
Nope.
is just one of
At this
those legendary Firestone beers.
Nobody
I feel like
cares.
you
Nobody
can't go
cares.
wrong with it.
So
Yeah,
we're going non-stout now? We're going non-stout?
Absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
we're-
So I went non-stout for this. I remember drinking this with Steve, and we were both absolutely blown away. And it was in 2018. I had just like, I think I was actually looking for some Bourbon County, and I happened upon these. Like, there were 2 of these left. I picked one up, and I was like, Steve, you and I are drinking this so that we can get through Duck Dynasty and have some laughs.
And then, it definitely worked.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It definitely did.
Mark, you remember how much that was?
That might have been like $15.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, like
Child's play.
nothing
Child's
super,
play.
yeah, nothing super crazy.
2018.
Compared to the $20 to $25 heady toppers that are being sold in New York City at one point,
Right.
So yeah.
Right.
You know what's funny? Like, I see some of the Firestone beers at spots. They're like 10, 12 or whatever. I went to New Jersey in August to visit my mom for her birthday, and I have my spots up there to hit. I walked into one of the liquor stores, $6 a bottle. Same thing, you would have been 12 everywhere else. I was like, so I grabbed 2. Like, what do anybody else do? They grab a couple.
Yeah,
it's 2 for
right.
1. Right? Yeah. So,
Why not?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
Totally.
it's just like crazy. You go to different spots and you find these different things out there. So
Right.
that's why I tell
Little
people it's always
gems.
good to have a few stores in your inventory. Don't just go with the first one. Have a few because you know when
Sure.
people are doing different things. Price
Sure.
Yep.
I have my like local bottle shop that I always go to. It's in Hatfield. It's like they're popular around here with like the beer nerds, but that's it. They're not they're not like on a main strip somewhere where there's like a lot of foot traffic. Like you have to know that this beer distributor also has a little bottle shop next to it. There's a really big popular brewery here called Imprint in Hatfield, and you hear about like their smoogies and stuff like that. They're like kind of innovating with like the sours and things like that. Well, I walked into the bottle shop and they were just having a tasting before they actually opened up. So I had like a bunch of their like first homebrewed beers that they were getting ready to sell just by walking upstairs, introducing myself, talking to everybody. It was a great time. But it was, you know, just to happen to walk into my favorite bottle shop and there it was.
Man.
That's awesome.
Excellent. Any quick tasting notes before we move on? So real quick, Dragon's Nook's always kept under my solo steps. Great place to keep beer. Have we nailed down, Steve, why you pink tonight?
Why is Steve so pink? Because it gets room. Because I actually have like some lights with this green screen to get some good lighting, and that's actually probably why I get so pink. Not to mention, I did already finish my first one. I'm about halfway through my second, but I didn't want to interrupt everybody else. I know, but I have something to sip on.
Same here, man.
No
I
worries.
hear you.
No worries.
Damn you slow drinkers. Damn them. I'm moving on.
Exactly.
Wow.
So I also didn't realize that the gingerbread cookie stout was 10.2, so that's why I'm already getting a little flush. Plus, I thought, I usually get cold in my office. It's warm. So now, at least just to share, impending descent, another Trogs that I picked up when I was out there. So it's vanilla bean and cocoa. So only two adjectives. Sorry, Doug. But it is a bourbon, so it is very nice.
It's three.
So it's
kind of three. It's kind
Kind of three. Kind of three.
We'll give it three.
Seasoning from the barrel, you know, it's good.
Yeah.
Doug would not turn that down, so it's
No, yeah. And at least these things are kind of close to the, remind me of the sun, and being the Irish bastard I am, I turn red very quickly. Come on. You've watched the streams already, Zach.
Yeah. Just so you know, we don't have to answer Zach. It's not mandatory. Okay?
No, you know what? No. It's a personal challenge, Zach.
I feel obligated. He's like in all of our streams. He's
It's always
almost like
fun,
a
man.
movie.
Yeah, it's always fun.
He's the troll.
Yeah.
He's the troll.
And just wait for the potential upcoming live stream that might be happening. Like
yes, he's going to be co-hosting.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look at everybody's reaction. Like,
No, it's going to be a wild ride. It's going to be a wild ride. It's
going to be wild.
It's going to be a day.
Wild ride.
I volunteered not to host and not to even be on screen. We'll see how this all works.
This is the next one. I'm about to crack that open next.
Okay, Rod, hold on a sec. Clark, I'm sorry, Steve, your tasty notes, and then we'll get back to Clark's tasty notes, and then I got a question for y'all.
Yeah. So yeah, you definitely get some of like the bourbon barrel. It's not like super overwhelming, but I think just having some of the cocoa, not cacao, and with the vanilla bean really kind of helps take some of that like that barrel bite away a little bit, or at least just being so like overpowering.
Yeah, vanilla's good like that. Vanilla's really good like that.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
vanilla will smooth out some bourbon and
that's exactly what I was hoping for with it. So it definitely did the job there.
So can you show us that bottle again, please? And that's Trogs Stout right there. And then they just threw in some cocoa nibs and did some jazz with it and threw in a barrel. And, okay, good, man, good. Trogs is good shit, man. I love them. I love Trogs. I know they're good people too. That's always helpful.
Yeah,
instead
definitely.
of other people, but we're not going to go there.
Yeah.
We're not even going to go there. But Clark, we will go there. Clark, what was up with that quad? Did it taste like you remember it, or did it have any aging qualities, good or bad?
I remember this being almost sickeningly sweet when I had it originally. It's super sweet. They make it with candy sugar, so you're expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
This has mellowed out, and it is like you can kind of taste like the true like kind of like quad body there without the sickening sweetness. I'm really enjoying it. Like it's kind of mellowed out a little bit. Like you can almost see through, like not see through it, but it's not as dark as it was when I remember pouring it before. And like
it's lightened up a bit.
Nice.
It's lightened up a bit. The candy, the sugar isn't at the forefront anymore. It's much more mellow, and it allows you to kind of taste like a little bit more of like what the back end of the beer is made of, and it's just it's actually really, it's a lot more enjoyable than when we had it before. And I liked it before, but it wasn't something that I could sit down and have 2 glasses of. I'm going to be forced to have 2 glasses of this right now, and I'm okay with it. Like,
oh no, poor you.
Although my Scottishness is showing up in my face because I looked over and I was like, I'm red as hell. Like I am super red.
Welcome to the club, motherfucker.
Yeah, you just told the troll. You just gave the troll fuel. Good luck with that.
Fire up, troll. We'll meet him on the battlefield.
So, Rod, what's going on over there, Rod?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, I don't have to worry about the whole. I don't have to worry about the whole turning pink or anything. So that kind of works in my favor.
I don't know, Rod. Check your cheeks, man. I'm starting to see it a little bit.
I don't have to worry about the
little rosy, man.
Little color.
So I'm actually cracking open one from First State Brewing out of Delaware. If you're familiar with them,
no.
This is one they actually just launched. A lot of talk was around it. It's a critical assets. 15% ABV because 10 is low session for me, so I got to step it up a little bit.
Yeah, you got to step it up.
Yeah. Right.
So it's funny because Steve mentioned cocoa. I actually have cacao.
Oh, you have cacao.
I have cacao. along with coconut, cinnamon, and vanilla. Doug would be proud. He'd be proud of this one here. Cool thing about their cans, right? So, Greg, if you pull that up, like on the backside. Greg's not even paying attention right now. Like I said, we work for Greg. He never pays attention to us. Come on, producer. Right. So you can see how they actually give you some of the different note type stuff there. Yeah, they give you a lot of good information on their cans.
Oh yeah,
cool.
Fantastic.
So when you go to
dark chocolate, coconut, vanilla.
Yeah. So it gives you all the idea. And it tells you all the different malts and things like that. Trying to get my light on it. But yeah.
And JHG, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, this is actually a good layout for the label, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, the designer in me is very happy.
Yeah, so like the malt, they tell you, they give you like 5 dots on it, 5 out of 5. Yep. So you know it's going to be maltiness. The hops are 1 out of 5, so you know it's going to be low bitterness. Yeast is 1 out of 5, so you're not getting a yeasty feel. IBU 50, SRM 56, so most people don't understand that. They give you the pH at 4.2. Hops, they tell you it's going to be the nugget, the grains. They give you the grains. Yeah. So they give you all the information you could possibly want here. So if you are that science, Neil Tyson kind of geek, whatever, you can get that kind of stuff off of it too with the pH. Nice. You all remember chemistry, right? 10th grade. So so you have all that stuff there, and it gives you all the other stuff they put into it. So the cool thing is I don't see natural flavors, which no one has ever explained what natural flavors actually means, but you see it on beer stuff all the time. Like, what is the natural flavor? Nobody knows. They just slap it on a can and move it down the line. So look here at the beer. The head kind of settled on it a little bit. Nice roastiness, nice creaminess to the body. Oh, that is good. That is really good. Vanilla, the coconut comes in on the back end, which is real nice.
Subtle or assertive?
No, subtle, creamy.
Nice.
Put your feet up, got a velvety type feel to it.
All right.
It's like, just sit back and chill with this type of beer. I mean, this is just...
Well, 15.
Yeah,
15%. Wow. Yeah.
You're not getting much of the tongue prickle and stuff. No. This is the level I live on, boys. I live on this level, so it's kind of like
okay.
That's just how I
roll.
Rod,
fine.
You know what's your distribution footprint right now? You know, for state, how's their distribution footprint right now?
Well, they're out of Delaware, so Delaware, Maryland. They get them in New Jersey. I know they get them in Pennsylvania, I believe, too.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much farther south or north they go, but they're a pretty good, decent brewery. So I'd love to see them get more distribution. But
do they hit DC? They gotta hit DC.
They probably hit DC too. Yeah.
Wow.
I would say that.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Rod, name of the brewery again?
First State First State Brewing.
The first state because
First State Brewing
Delaware's the
First
first
state.
state. Look at that.
Signed the Constitution, right?
See, you remember social studies. You remember all that stuff there.
Vaguely.
Perhaps unlike some sitting members of Congress, maybe, but I don't know.
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Right.
And we're not going down that rabbit hole.
No. I know. I'm just dipping my toe in the water. That's it.
A sting through the stout.
I love it when they say, "Why are we helping Puerto Rico? We should help America first." Like, you know that Puerto Rico is considered part of America, right? Like, just saying.
But
Well,
geography says, "Shut up, geography."
Well, we had a former president that barely knew that, so whatever. Anyway, Daniel,
right now.
Daniel, you got your second.
Yeah, so I'm finishing it up right now. But speaking of, some styles that Greg had up on his slide before, one of them happened to be oyster stout, and I don't see these very often, so I had to pick this one up as well. So, this is from the good folks over at Alewife in Queens here in Sunnyside. This is Drawdown.
Oh, nice.
Drawdown the Moon. So this is oyster stout. And again, I don't see that many. Porterhouse is probably the most famous one that's out there. Flying Fish, way back in the day, they did it. I think it was Exit. One of their Exit series. Exit 1, I want to say, was their oyster stout. And it was great. But this is 5.5%. It's super simple, straightforward. This is way less roast. Pretty much for straight up stout. There's kind of this weird. It's not salinity, but there's kind of like this impression of something in there, of minerality. I guess I'll call it.
Okay.
But yeah, the head dissipated really quickly. I'm not sure if that's just this can or this specific brew, but but still super tasty. Like I said, there's still a hint of the kind of like this toastiness behind everything. But yeah, super simple, straightforward.
Is it thin? I remember the oyster sets I've had are thin compared to.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
This body wise, this is actually it's 5.5%, which is more than my session stout that I started out with. But I feel like the session stout had a lot more body for sure.
Yeah, and people have this myth that stouts are all big and thick, and not all of them are big and thick. And y'all grab a Guinness, and y'all will quickly find out that not all stouts are big and thick. So Guinness is so drinkable, so approachable, even in the summer. So yeah, that sounds good. So when people think oyster stouts, they think the oyster flavor. You're not getting any of that, right?
Well, yeah, oysters are very much like tied into. We talked about wine before, but terroir. Because you taste something from Prince Edward versus Pac Northwest versus Long Island, you're going to get all these different flavors. So,
well, you mentioned the oyster thing too. If you get Flying Dog, which is the name thing alone, Pearl Necklace is their oyster stout. So if you get Flying Dog,
that's some branding.
Yeah.
Oh,
so yeah. You want to get a Pearl Necklace, you can get
Greg.
You gotta love good marketing.
Wow.
Speaking of things related to pearl necklaces, my dad just reminded me that we had an empty can of something from a long time ago, which is a style that is not in that Greg slide, but is adjacent to the stone I just had, and that was this one.
Oh, the Rocky Mountain
Rocky
oyster.
Mountain oyster, yeah.
And you could only buy this in pairs.
Well, that sounds like a lot of bull to me.
Yeah. But dude, props to Wincoop. That was a really tasty beer. Honestly, they really tasty beer.
I've had it at the brew pub, and it's really good. It's really good. And
they said he went balls out on it, so
Yeah.
I see you right now.
This is all a bunch of stool shit. Remember stool shit? This is all a bunch of stool shit.
That's right. That's right.
Someone who's not stool shit is JHG. Where was your second JHG? So we can move on from the bull testicle conversation.
Yes.
Real fast.
Real fast. So Virginia beer, Evil Santa, peppermint hot chocolate.
Oh no!
And it's not just peppermint hot chocolate. So it's peppermint, vanilla, marshmallows, cocoa nibs, cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, and milk sugar.
Okay.
So
Doug special.
Doug
special.
All day long.
Hell yeah.
All day long.
Right.
And actually the nutmeg and the allspice really are prominent in this. The peppermint's there, but that allspice and that nutmeg definitely hit you. So
Okay.
Nice.
good adjunct. They have another evil Santa that is, and I'll just, you know what? I'm gonna get it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
I remember having that one, many years ago when I was still having the pastry stuff and whatnot, and remember great things about it. There you go.
Cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice.
Black
So,
label, nice.
All right.
Who's the brewer again?
Virginia Beer Company, and they're in
okay,
Williamsburg,
okay.
Virginia.
Right.
Nice.
Excellent. Is the peppermint? Is it overwhelming? Is it subtle? What's going on with it?
No, it's not there. It's there, but it's almost behind the scenes in comparison to the allspice and the nutmeg.
Okay.
So it doesn't overpower you with peppermint or hot chocolate.
I can't.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a
Excellent.
question for, if I may, Mr. Producer. So, so you mentioned
Mr.
Guinness.
Producer.
So my thing is talking about Guinness, right? Because I mean, a lot of us, that was kind of our first stouts, probably getting a lot of Guinness. Where's like the panel on Guinness, like at this point? Because I have the Guinness Brewery here in Baltimore. For me, like the Guinness regular stout, the Guinness draft, the Guinness extra, like I can't do those anymore. Like it's got to be 4 and extra stout or nothing with Guinness. And if you ever had the 4 and extra stout, you probably know what I'm talking about because there's a big difference for what they put in that one versus the other ones.
Absolutely.
And it's kind of like, how do you guys feel? Like, do you find like you get back into the old Guinness still, or is it kind of like if I'm like at a place and it's like Applebee's and they got all macros and it's like, okay, Guinness on there, I might drink it. But if I'm in another place, I don't really drink Guinness that much. But unless it's like I can get that 4 and extra. So, does anybody else?
You sound like a spoiled brat.
I've been called that over the years. I mean,
you might be
right there.
No, it's so. That's a great facility. I was there before it opened with the Brewers Conference, so that's a great facility, and that's why I say that. But to answer your question, so we can move on and everybody else can answer. I like to have 1 Guinness per year. That's it.
But is it
I like to revisit it. It has to be draft.
Extra stout? Is it?
It has to be the regular. It has to be on draft, and you have to pour it right, and all that has to happen. But just 1 a year. And I we're getting one here, and Rod, we're getting one here. And I say here, we're close to Chicago, so we're getting one here in Chicago. So
Chicago's open,
right.
Yeah.
So hopefully we can start seeing some of those things make the pipeline up here to Madison.
Yeah, I will tell
Ryan
you,
Wagner.
If you haven't been to Guinness, you want to go because at the brewery,
absolutely,
you get stuff there that you're not getting in the marketplace. And they actually got a pretty good IPA series. They do sour. They do all kinds of different stuff that you won't see anywhere else.
Yeah, they treat that one in Maryland like it's a craft.
Dude,
it's like a small craft brewery. Well, it's a small craft brewery because they experiment with shit, and you're like, damn, I didn't know that.
Dude.
I didn't know they had an apricot IPA.
Right?
Well, they normally don't.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Guinness is
Stockdale, man. Oof.
Yeah, Guinness to me is like Google, where you start to use the brand name as like a dry stout. A Guinness is a dry stout. Like there's no other dry stouts. It's like, like I can go to Bing and search, but I'm Googling that Bing, if that makes sense. I can go to Bing and Google, you know what I'm saying? Like their brand is so ingrained in this.
Sure.
And it's so great that like it's just you know what I mean? It's just almost interchangeable. So,
I think Ron would agree that the fact that they have a brewery, a place to go and actually take it from the tap, it ruins the in the can experience, because in the can is nothing like what you get on draft when you're there. Because I mean, when I went there, they had like a vanilla adjunct stout. I was like, that was like,
love you, Zach.
There we go.
Also, I want to say, while we're bringing up Zach comments, thank you for listening to the Quarry Show. I appreciate
there we go.
There we go. That's absolutely wild. Yeah, that's kind of the content that we like to put out. So
that's awesome.
That's awesome. Oh, cool.
How far back do we have to go for that one? Or is
I think it's our most recent.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay.
I just put that out like I say I just because I was the one editing.
Okay.
I think that was like 2 weeks ago that just
Oh,
went
so
out.
Zach is up on his
Yeah.
time, y'all.
Yeah.
Zach is on it.
Well, he had
Props
some
to Zach.
comments when I was on, and we started talking games. He was like, "Wait a minute, let me say something." Which, again, it's fair. So I think we got some agreement.
So,
Sorry to derail that.
Zach is also up on his video game vinyl for everybody, just as a reminder.
Yeah, he already knows. But anybody else want to answer Rod's question before we get to Jerry's second?
Yes, I think Guinness is one of those like classics.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's oh, how do I really like, all right, it's like Hot for Teacher by Van Halen, right?
Deep cut. Deep cut. All right.
You hear it and you're like, fuck yes. Right?
You got it bad. You got it bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You got it bad. Yeah.
You drink it and
Yeah.
you're like, I
Hot for
remember
Guinness, yeah.
when I was first getting into not Miller Lite beer.
Yeah.
And you're like, this was a turning point for me. This was me exploring different things. And I give Guinness a lot of credit for that.
Yeah.
Also, car bombs are awesome.
I can argue that point. They are too. Yeah.
Wow.
You just can't get them in
Okay.
Boston. I found out that it's very offensive to ask for them in Boston.
And you never want to ask them from Ireland either. I had a friend that did
What?
that one
Yeah.
I've
You don't
heard
wanna
you can't ask for
no,
them in
no.
Ireland either. I very
No.
drunkenly asked a bartender in Boston if I can't get a car bomb, could I get a shot of Bailey's, a shot of Jameson, and a Guinness? He's like, I will sell you them after I watch you consume them. Like, you have to consume each one as you go. I was like, all right, never mind.
Done.
Wow.
Yeah. I
When,
mean, I've seen him do that before,
wait.
but just different.
when were you there?
Just different context.
No bombing in my
Wow.
bar, sir.
Yeah, so apparently, can't get an Irish car bomb in Boston.
Wow.
Shocker.
Any more Guinness comments? Any more?
I'm kind of on board with a lot of a mixture of what you guys said. I mean, I feel like there's a piece of me that's always like, has my heart with Guinness to a degree. And Ryan Wagner, for those who met him, he's been making the rounds out there for Guinness Chicago and pumping that out there. So you should check out all the media coverage if you're interested or whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I feel the same way. But but for an extra, I mean, yeah, it is a stunning beer.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it is. I mean, I don't want to diminish that. That's a really good beer. You're right.
Yeah.
Jerry, what's going on? You have your second?
Oh,
Second, yeah, man.
okay. Well, all right. So it's from Vector Brewing, and Vector Brewing in East Dallas, or Dallas, Texas, and it's called. Let's see if we can get it. It's Donnie. Right.
Ooh.
So let me go ahead and read the label.
Look at that
here.
can art.
I love
That's
that. I love
beautiful
that
shit.
label.
Yeah.
That dark
awesome.
purple is on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
So it is an India style imperial export stout, aged in bourbon barrels with madras curry, turmeric, toasted coconut, lime zest, Indian chilies, and Indonesia vanilla bean.
Oh
Wow.
That's
all right. I want to try that shit.
Yeah.
I hope Doug's not watching. He may explode on somebody right now.
Man.
No.
Sorry,
What explodes on you is that nose, right? When you like going, okay, like
Yeah.
all these spices that are going on.
Mm-hmm.
And it, so there's not like a lot of head on but what you're getting in the flavor though is just like I'm trying to think. Hold on, man. There is some melodious things going on here. Just the way the spices are working together.
Wow.
A bit of that turmeric, a bit of those chilies, and the way they kind of go back on the tail. This is really fun. This is this is their second time doing it. Yeah. I don't think I think they kind of went in on the spices. And if you've not been to Dallas and been to Vector loves to kind of take those journeys with their beers. And so this one is just a really it's a really neat journey. I love having that flavor, and I love Indian food. That's like one of my go-tos, like for birthday dinner. It's like, okay,
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah.
You know why that was a good beer for Jerry? Because Jerry had that in there. That's how you knew it was a good beer.
It's hard to hit the right stuff, and it sounds like there's so many different things, and then just trying to like, I don't know, just like when I think like beer, I wouldn't think of like a sort of stout having like curry in it, like any sort of curry powder. And that as soon as you that, it's like, oh well, notes are curry. I'm like, oh. That just sounded like it sounds like, because that reaches like a lot of savory kind of like notes, and I'm sure it's like as soon as you smelled that, you tasted it like on the back of your tongue. It's like, oh, it's here. This is good.
Jerry, how much did that cost you?
Yeah.
This was 10. This can
for one can. Wow. Okay.
All right. For something like that, you know
again, those Indonesian vanilla can't be cheap.
Yeah, right, right. Especially nowadays. Yeah.
No, absolutely. And so they did very well, and I think it's well blended. And so the other one I had before was 10. This is 11%. So, but it's
did anyone else here have a Ballast Point pre-Constellation and now pre being independent again? They did a beer called Indra Kanindra, I believe it was called. It was a curry expert stout. I don't know if anyone else had that.
I had heard about it, but I'd never had it. I'd heard about it a lot. But
that was like borderline like way too spicy. Like not quite ghost pepper beer level spicy, but just below that maybe. So it was like I had an 8-ounce pour, and it was about all I could have. But this sounds like more melodious, like you were saying. So I mean, I think that's just sounds way more up most of our alleys. I think I would say.
And Jeff put the word up there. You know, Texas is a huge state, but Texas,
there you go.
In fact, the Texas Brewers, the Texas Craft Brewers Cup is coming up again in February. So this is where they won their award for. Vector's just doing some fun things. So just having some fun stuff going on.
Well, for Jerry, I'll say my in-laws are in Dallas. They're in Fort Worth. So if I get down there, we hanging out. That's all I'm saying.
Let's do it.
We hanging out.
Let's do it. I mean, because I know a lot of people know of a few things in Texas. You know, they may have heard of like Martin House or.
I've been to Three Sons. That's the only one I've really been to.
Jester King.
And Jester King, like in Austin, or a few other places. It's like I get it, but I mean,
Shiner,
of course, and so I mean that's cool. I just love to
Weathered Souls. I mean,
of course, Weathered Souls, San Antonio.
Yeah.
But in fact, it was funny you mentioned that, because my other beer wasn't necessarily going to be a stout if we went into something else, but we've just had our first Black is Beautiful, volume 2, and that was actually so that's a collab between Oak Cliff Brewing and Smittix Brewing.
Okay,
so that just dropped.
Excellent. So let's do this. Jeff says Fort Worth has some good breweries. I know Jerry knows that. So let's do a little bit of what do they call it? Lightning round? Oh.
It's trying to catch the beat there.
You put that back on. What he does,
I was like going, okay. All right. Yeah. There's a play that's going to be happening. Okay.
I'm waiting for Frank Sinatra to take the stage with that music.
Welcome scouting with me, Dave. I'll smack you. No, Frank, it's 2023. Cut it out.
So, Gary, what is your favorite stout style and why?
Favorite stout style.
And I don't know. We're not going to be all technical beer geeky.
Yeah.
I'm just going to kind of go by this, but if you think of something else.
So, favorite stout style will be anything with coffee, but then you got to understand that coffee is a favorite. How some people have pet peeves. I have a little love with coffee. So coffee can be coffee stout. I love coffee stouts. I love coffee porters. I love coffee IPAs, coffee blondes. So coffee is something that is, if that's on the package, I will probably be quicker to give that a try than just about anything else as far as a adjunct of something.
Excellent. Clark?
For me, it's barrel aged. Give me anything that's been barrel aged. I know it brings the ABV up, but I like to I seek out barrel aged bottles to like crack open with my friends. I think this is the first barrel aged thing that I've ever drank by myself.
You son of a bitch.
And I'm definitely paying for it a little bit. I definitely, I just had to excuse myself to go to the bathroom, and I stood up and was like, whoa. But I gotta say, I love barrel aged. Like, give me anything, anything barrel aged, really. Even barley wine. Barley wine is like one of my absolute loves in the beer community. It's one of my favorite styles. And just I think it comes from just liking bourbon and liking scotch as much as I do. It's just that give me that weird spicy sweetness out of a barrel.
Excellent.
Although when Matt said that, as far as him going to the restroom and he's like, whoa, I don't know why the song I Didn't Know My Own Strengths came into my head. But yes,
You're Black Rob, whoa.
JHG?
It has to be between Russian Imperial and a barrel aged. Much for the same reasons. The high ABV, that note of bourbon, and there's something nice about just getting hit by that stout. You're already doing something that is deemed heavy. You might as well hit yourself with it. And you don't have to go beyond like one can sometimes. It can just be a treat to go through just one and enjoy it and savor it and be done.
As a nightcap or something.
Yeah, as a nightcap. Yeah, you don't have to
Yeah,
yes, exactly. Exactly.
Hit hard.
Go for it.
Right.
Steve Smith, what's going on? What's your favorite, buddy?
I don't know. I do like the barrel aged because I love the bourbon barrels just because I'm a big bourbon guy, and I do like those deep earthy tones. But I find as my years with drinking different stouts go on, it's I do like things that have a little bit of sweet note to offset it. So that's not the only thing that's smacking me in the face. It's I could go get a smoked old fashioned, and sometimes if it's it can be a little too overpowering, and I find that with a barrel aged sometimes. So I find myself starting to get a little bit into some sweet, although I know Rod brought up Left Hand Brewing, and that was one of the first stouts that I had and enjoyed, other than Guinness, which we also talked about. But I think they had a variety pack where there was a milk stout and a Russian Imperial, and I just thought it was neat because the bottle told me I can just dump it upside down like this and just let it pour out without it foaming over. And at 20 something Steve, I'm like, make a mess. I'm like, oh, all right, check this out. I think JHG did kind of hit where it's there are some of those that are nice where it's I don't need 2 or 3 of those. It's just being able to have one and really appreciate it is good. That's also because it seems like more of one of those is just going to be way overpowering. So I don't know. I look to see what's on the label, and I'm like, if that sounds good, I'll go for that.
Okay. Rajay, what's going on?
Well, tolerance is an important thing, right? So it's how you build your tolerance up over time. So for me,
it's about to go. Whoa!
This is going deep.
Who's got the careless whisper in the background? One of y'all.
I was hearing that too. I didn't want to call anybody out, but yeah, it's just like
Right.
perfect time. I'm like, we're talking
I don't
stouts.
hear
all right,
Carol's Whisper. My wife was listening to music. I don't think I hear Carol's Whisper. Do you hear Carol's Whisper?
Mm.
So, unless if that's
Who
what
is
she was
it? One of
listening
y'all
to, then
from
we're all
Festival.
listening to it. She's trying to
I mean,
send
I
you
love me
messages
some
just
George
like,
Michael, but come
shut
on
down
now.
that stream.
If my dementia hallucinations are going to be Careless Whisper, I'm all right with it.
Oh.
Careless Whisper
Yeah.
of a good friend. Rod, what's going on?
Shared
Yes.
dementia.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Wham! Right at you.
So I've been drinking for a good amount of time. I feel like my tolerance level's on a different level. I like to have a beer that I can actually enjoy. So I'm more in that bourbon barrel Russian Imperial Stout. I mean, I went to college at the #1 party school in the nation, so I kind of built up tolerance through those years as well. So, I've had a 10% triple IPA before we did the show, 11%, 15, and I'm still like finding my groove, right? So
Ramping.
I'm a big beer kind of guy. I used to drink the Rogue 22 ounce. Like people say, you share that with a friend. Like I don't need a friend.
But Rod,
There are
so
no
what
friends in beer.
what do you do to cleanse your palate? I mean, your palate sounds like it would be like mega blown by the time you're like, oh, the big. What do you do to cleanse your palate? What do you?
I mean, at times if I'm doing like reviews and stuff like that, I'll drink water in between to kind of cleanse the palate off. But if I'm just like here chilling, like we're doing tonight, I
cranberry juice.
I can just drink and I still pick up the flavors. I still pick up the nice tones of the one I had here. I can still grab another one and it's just like I'm like a shark. Once I start moving in the water, I'm good to go. It's when I stop that I run into issues.
Right.
So
it's just when you started. It's when you started getting into the higher VBs. I thought sure you were gonna say I'm gonna swig this little Utopia. I'm like going, oh wait a minute. You know what? Wait a minute.
I feel like one of
Let's
my
all
buddies
come together and hold on.
I did a live stream. My buddy Todd did his live stream. He knocked out a Utopia bottle himself one night. And I feel like I could do the same. It's just like if you're in that mood and you're just going, It's just like when I went to WVU, we were #1 party school in the nation. We moved to Ohio. I tried to buy Everclear. They said we don't sell Everclear because it's too strong in alcohol. How the hell was alcohol too strong? I didn't know. I didn't understand. I had to go to Kentucky. Kentucky's like, yeah, we'll sell Everclear because we do moonshine and shit over here. So, that's where I was my alcohol was over in Kentucky. So
it gets stronger. Don't tell me anymore.
Yeah. Like someone tells you alcohol is too strong, I'm like, what? Like, yeah.
Let me check it out a little bit.
So for me, it's kind of like when I go to like the beer festivals, I'm hitting like a lot of the top ABVs. I know people are trying to pace themselves in between, but I'm just like, I'm that kind of the engine that runs at a higher level, I guess, like the Charger with the Hemi. I'm running high. Get me on the track. I'm good to go. It's when I slow down.
All right.
So for me, Russian Imperial, bourbon barrel aged, those are the ones I like to live in that.
All right. Seems to be not almost a consensus here. Daniel,
it's not an easy lane to live in, though. Not an easy lane to live in. So make sure.
Daniel, what are your favorite? What's your favorite?
Expensive.
It's expensive. Agreed. It is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Living the high life.
Yeah. But I'm with a lot of you. I'm with a lot of y'all. I mean, I do have Old Rasputin was another one of those OGs back in the day. That I oh gosh, he's posting Russian now. But Old Rasputin was like one of the OGs from back in the day. So. And again, I do have a soft spot. I do have a soft spot for that. So Russian Imperial is definitely up there for me.
Russian Imperial, okay.
I'd say Russian Imperial most likely. Yeah.
All right, and I'm the last to answer the question, and I'm gonna buck the trend here, and I'm gonna say dry Irish stouts. I literally love those. What I like about them though is like, really, it's about bucking the trend on stouts. That is the style that no one really expects when you put it in front of them. Everybody expects dark beers to be big, bad, and many of them are higher ABV, bigger drinkers, and you can literally sit down and drink. You can make them sessionable. You can drink them all day. You can drink Dennis, in my opinion, all day, and that's what I like about that. It bucks the trend. It's different. It's a dark beer, but it still gives you that roastiness that you look for. It gives you that full flavor. It's a little thin, but I'm fine with that. When going in. So I'm gonna say dry Irish stouts because they're just fun and they're really respectfully, man. It's harder to find one of those outside of Guinness.
It's true.
Anywhere as opposed to walking in, you can find your pastry stouts anywhere now. You can find Russian Imperials are a little bit you got to look for those a little bit. Sometimes they go off a little bit hard, but and also those big Imperials come out on Black Friday. Pretty much now it's a standard. So if you don't see them, you can be like, all right, I'm gonna wait for Black Friday, and y'all can go get your TVs and trample over this with some Nikes and Yeezys.
A lot of beer. See, it's funny because Steve had talked about having the milk stouts, and he talked about left hand. One of my favorite milk stouts is from Wiseacre and Get Up to Get Down, and that's a coffee stout that's like 5%.
Yeah,
and it is just easy breezy. I mean, I can every time I see it, I can knock that out.
Beer, man.
Absolutely.
Bring it.
Has anybody had like the Conor McGregor stout yet that he launched to kind of go against Guinness? I'm just curious if anybody has seen that.
What is it? What is his called again?
Shit, I know you're gonna ask me that.
I picked up
Glass Chin.
I was gonna.
I think it's called Glass Chin.
It's called like the Norfolk Folk Out.
I picked up one called Foraged.
That's it. It's Conor McGregor's Foraged. So that's his stout.
Oh no, I have that in the fridge downstairs. I saw it. I'm like, I don't know who the hell makes this. I'm like, I'll bring it up. Whatever. It was like $250. So I'm like, I'll pick it up. Whatever. It's fine.
Well, he's like the latest celebrity to get into the alcohol game, right? So I'm kind of curious if anybody had it just to know what your feelings was. I haven't had it yet. Yeah, it's like the tagline is like, oh yeah, like we're not dabbling here. We're coming for everybody. Yeah. Or something. It was like the tagline or something like that. I'm like, okay, now that makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah. I tried his whiskey, and that if his beer is like that, then no thanks. I'm good.
Yeah, I did not. Proper 12 was never on my radar. It wasn't gonna happen.
I had to give it a shot, and then I tried it, and I'm like, no, I have better ones to go to. Thank you.
Yes.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. It's weird celebrity. Celebrities. You can tell when they just are not in touch with the product that they're hawking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what do we think about celebrities and alcohol? I mean, I'm not trying to take over Greg's thing because Greg's the host, but I'm just kind of curious what you guys think.
It's a good question, honestly.
Because you have a lot of celebrities getting into stuff, and like some of the celebrities don't even drink the alcohol, but they're out there marketing it.
Well, no, and it's not like they're the ones developing it. A lot of times, it's different companies coming to them, be like, "Hey, would you be the face of this?" It's and then it's like, okay, well, is it going to be good? Is it not? I mean, I could crowdsource $50,000 and come up with like my own whiskey or my own vodka because there's so many other distilleries that are just like, I just want to get my name out there. Let's bet our cards on Steve. And then I'd say, you're running your business in the ground. This is not good. I will take all of our profits. And then that's just not going to go too far. But I mean, I don't know. Sometimes if there's a celebrity marketing, sometimes the product comes through. Most of the time, it's nothing what I've personally seen so far. No slight on anybody else, but that's not necessarily going to draw me in. Maybe for one bottle, maybe for one 4-pack or something, and then there's been nothing else. That's there we go.
Yeah, Forge. Yeah, Conor McGregor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'd like to ask somebody else in the industry what they think of it. So
yeah,
when we went to a bachelor party in Austin, Steve and I, for our friend Harry, and we met up with Jay, who is the vintner for EIEIO. He's the owner, vintner, and he was one of the coolest people that I have ever had the experience of meeting. He sent us all probably $150 worth of wine. Just mailed it to all of our houses. He's like, give me your email addresses, give me your addresses.
But he was passionate. He loved what he did. He wasn't loved it. Yeah, that's the big difference. Yeah,
I did it for the
not to trample over you, but
I asked him because one of my favorite actors, Kyle MacLachlan from Twin Peaks,
is
also an Oregon-based vintner. And I was like, well, what do you think of him? And he was like, he's one of the very few celebrities that is actually very hands-on with his product, Chased by Bear wine. And he was like, I can appreciate that. I respect it. He's like, it doesn't matter what I actually think about the actual wine. What he does is what I do. And that kind of stuff, like, if you're gonna really have ownership over a product like that, that's what I like. I don't want your name and likeness. I don't want your nil.
Right.
I want you to be a part of the company that I'm supporting.
Well, see, that's
by buying your product.
That's exactly like Jensen Ackles, who was an actor on Supernatural, but he's also he's the owner and like one of the brewers. Their family business beer in Dripping Springs here in Texas. And so it's a family business. And so that really, he is really a part of it. He's not just lending his name to something. He's really in the mix.
Yeah. And I like that.
Yeah.
Like take an interest in what you're actually attaching your name to.
Yeah, for sure.
And if
Kelsey
you
Grammer
end
in
up
upstate
like-
New York now, he's got his thing now.
Exactly.
You
His
end up
beer.
like Conor McGregor, though.
What does he have?
Oh, Proper 12 is basically Jameson. Like, like it's just.
But it's not.
Wannabe.
Yeah,
Wannabe.
it's wannabe. It doesn't taste good.
Well, that's the thing, is like you got to be involved, and not just being that face of the company, right?
Exactly.
So it's are you really involved in it, or are you just using it for marketing employees? So,
What's
I haven't tried it yet.
I think of Ryan
Which one?
Reynolds and Aviation Gin.
yeah,
That's what I
Good
think
example. Good example.
Yeah.
right? I mean, thoroughly involved, obviously. I mean, anything that he gets involved in, he's 100% in it. So
Sure.
yeah.
that he's had that, that he's enjoyed it, and he's selling what he believes in.
Right.
So good gin. I haven't tried it yet. I've just seen the.
I haven't tried it either. I would be interested to try it.
I've had it in a cocktail before, but I haven't had it straight. So
Well, I mean, he is Deadpool, so I'm on board. Anyway,
yeah,
so.
same.
Not Green Lantern. Not Green Lantern.
No.
No, not
Deadpool.
Green Lantern.
No.
Never. Green Lantern was killed. He was killed now. Remember, he's gone.
What's up, Rod? Cheers, fellas.
Cheers,
I had a
DD.
Stone.
Yeah, cheers. Chocovesa. I missed that beer.
I miss,
That is a
Black taste.
fantastic stout. I actually have some of that at my local spot here. It's always a good one, Mexican stout to pick up. If you like a little bit of spice, a little bit of a chili type flavor to it, a
In
little
fact,
chili backing.
it makes a great
Stone gets knocked
ingredient to
sometimes.
chili. If you make chili, that's a great ingredient to chili. So yeah.
Oh, yeah?
that's
Oh,
a-
nice.
really?
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually make
Sounds
make beer chili, and I use different beers, but I've not used that. That's a good idea. Maybe look at my next beer chili.
Yeah. Shout out to my good friend Sarah, who she not only used it in chili, she used it in brownies, and I was like,
Ooh,
let's
good
go.
call.
Yeah.
Let's
Good
go.
call.
Please.
So yeah, Sarah.
It's
Yes.
funny you mentioned chili. I actually owe my mother-in-law. So I have a beer chili formula that I actually do. So my mother-in-law was here last year, and I made beer chili. They came up here this past year.
Mm-hmm.
I never got a chance to make it, and they were like looking forward to me making the beer chili. I had my nephew up, and all kind of she kind of talked it all up. So next time up here, I got to give her some of the beer chili type love. But I make a mean batch of beer chili. I'm just saying, I know what beers to put in it.
I need to shut up. I'm
But
getting hungry.
that coconut.
You're making me hungry, man. I'm not in the city right now. I can't have a late night bodega burger tonight.
Daniel's gonna order something up real quick.
If you ever want to see it, I have a video.
I'm not in the city. I'm not in the city though. I can't do
I
that.
have a video on the channel with the beer chili being made. Just saying. If you ever want to see it.
Excellent.
Yeah.
JHG, what are you drinking?
Yeah.
All right. So this is Pinnacle of Insanity.
As I said, that could be the next cover art for Guns N' Roses.
Yep.
It could.
Hell yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
easily. Very easily. A main reason why I got this beer. But this is a very simple stout. This is cherry vanilla bourbon barrel aged stout ale.
Okay.
Nice.
And when I poured it, I immediately smelled the cherry. Immediately. It just came right out of the
Wow.
glass. But when I drink it, it like
Nice glass.
Yeah.
That's a nice one. Yeah.
Show that glass. It's pretty.
That's pretty cool.
Lift it up higher so we can see the bottom of it. I like the.
Yeah, that's a nice one.
Them down there.
Yeah.
Love it.
Nice.
Started from the bottom. Now we
it's from a little it's a little
Fuck out, Rod.
There we go.
There you go.
Just saying, you know.
Oh, missed you, man.
If I'm gonna get copyrighted, it better not be over fucking Drake. Anyway, go on, JC.
Sorry, JC.
Oh, you're good. You're good.
I'm sorry, man.
You're good. You're good.
Oh god.
Anyway, JC, go on. My bad.
So the stout itself is really well balanced. Like you do not get hit with, you think cherry, and we've talked about cherry before on this stream.
Mhm.
You do not get hit with a lot of cherry. It is a very good balance of cherry and vanilla, and that bourbon. It all kind of rounds out really, really nicely.
Nice.
So it hits your palate. It's not harsh. It's nice and smooth. So this is, if you ever get a chance to, I mean, granted, it's
The can art is amazing.
Who's the brewery on
Yeah.
it again? Who's the brewery on it?
Yeah, who's the brewer again, JC?
the brewery is One Family Brewing.
Okay.
They're out of Manassas, Virginia.
Oh,
Oh wow.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh, coolness.
And
Well,
then,
you know
Excellent,
what?
JC. Thank you.
One thing I'm sorry, go ahead, JC.
as far as
That's
this
a
glass,
beautiful looking beer though.
so the beer is fantastic. The glass is from a little brewery called Heliotrope, and they're in Lexington, Virginia. Really, really small microbrewery, and they do amazing beers across the spectrum. But I found them when I went on like a vacation with the family, and they are a big supporter of LGBTQ causes and a local college there. And so this is like the one place out of the few that were in that area that was like, I'm going there. I'm supporting that brewery for what they're doing, and they make great beer. So
That's awesome.
anyway,
All right. And I'm
Doubly amazing.
supporting Daniel and showing us his third beer.
Oh, yeah. We talked about this, ahead of but this is a main beer. This is their fall. This is their coffee stout that comes out every year. It's pretty much just 5.6%. And I just loved the restraint that they have when not just the quality of the coffee itself, because I think a lot of people who are coffee drinkers or whatnot, but I think it's just the restraint that is placed in there, because you could have like something that's like full on in your face, like, oh, I'm just eating cold brew with a splash of beer, so to speak. But this is like, there's just so much finesse in this, because you just get so much of the kind of the earthy and other related notes from the coffee, but there's like this lovely kind of almost kind of a dark or burgeoning a dark fruit kind of note that comes out of the coffee and the beer together with the malts in there. And I just love how just gorgeous it's not super thick or whatnot like some other stouts might be, but it's got a lot of flavor behind it, and it just goes down so easily. I let this go. This rose, I had it out for a while, so it kind of rose to the kind of that 50 Fahrenheit level. And it's just where it needs to be, 50 to 55. It just sings in that temperature area, I think.
Can I see that glass again? Kind of that little.
Yeah.
Let's give me a little frothing when you were showing it. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, it kind of looks a little kind of like a nitro cold brew almost.
Yeah, I like it. Cool.
Excellent.
Yeah, I love Maine though. So, but yeah.
Excellent. And Steve, you had something I want to hear about.
Okay. Yeah. So I moved on from the stout because 2 in a night and one's a 16 ounce, so that's enough for my belly. So on to the Naked Elf. So I only just recently heard about this, probably within the past month, and I know like last year I was part of the Mad Elf, which isn't necessarily my favorite. The Grand Cru is okay because it's different notes, but just like the general Mad Elf, the cherries just aren't my thing. So from the same pack that I got the gingerbread stout in, it also had Naked Elf, which is basically the Mad Elf ale, but without the cherry. And
does cherry make you mad?
I don't. So technically, it's a spiced Belgian ale, so it still has like a little bit of a like kick and pop to it. I am not as descriptive on notes, and especially since I had two different stouts on my palate already. That's a little hard to decipher, but it doesn't bite really too much. I mean, the spice ale is kind of like feels it. If I were to give it a feeling, it's like it's a little uplifting. It's like, ooh, okay, I could have this. I mean, granted, it is 8.2. And at least the malts have Crystal, Munich, and Pilsner, so it's still like a very light drinking beer, but with some packed flavor. And I mean, the color on it is like has like a nice amber. Sorry, try not to get my pink in the way, Zach. I'm sorry about that, but but it does have like it does have nice. It kind of looks like more of it almost reminds me of a color of like a Yingling. It's at least just like color wise, if anybody's familiar with that. But yeah, no, it's tasty.
Cool. Very cool.
Here's one.
There'll be another one happening after this, probably after the bathroom.
Hey man, we have a table to build tomorrow, so like.
Yeah, that's you're telling me that already. Okay, I'll be up. I'll be up.
I'm not even going to ask about that yet.
No, it's a literal table.
But
We're literally building a table in my wood shop.
Yeah.
I wasn't even going to ask yet, but
you did it. We told you.
So you basically have to ask Steve if he has the wood.
No, because if obviously he's already a part of it, so the wood has already been seen.
Well, I guess, yeah. The wood's already there.
So yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And I mean, technically, we have pushed our woods together, and then we are creating this table. We just have to slather it down. And
you know
then...
what?
It needs a good varnish.
A little bit. We have to really
you really have to,
together.
You have to buff it a lot.
Got to sand the wood.
You gotta buff it.
I am so sorry to do this in front of Jerry. Rod is used to this shenanigans. I know JHD and David have been on this, but I just feel like Jerry's such a respectable man, and now he's brought down to this level of humor.
See, the great thing about it, though, Steve, is that in your show that was here recently, you must not have seen me cutting up in the chat. You know, I'm usually cutting up in the chat, which and Greg knows, Doug knows, I'm usually just cutting way up in the chat. So this is just fun, you know. And Jonathan knows. He knows. I'm cutting up in the chat. So this
He's
is
up in that business. He's up in that business.
Rod.
JHG knows me and my humor from the from our absolutely legendary NFL shit talking group. So where I talk about Aaron Rodgers possibly flossing his teeth with a penis. So
I think since we're on stream, allegedly.
Yeah, we have to say allegedly because he only got caught in college like 3 times doing it. So
right.
However, you have to make the team. Good on you, man.
You know what? I just want people to be free.
Exactly.
I just want people to be free.
Yeah,
be
right.
Free.
Yes,
be
absolutely.
Be free. That's all I want him to do. Just come out.
You want to dick floss, you dick floss.
It's all right. It's all right.
I want to be free.
In the world that we live in, it's okay to be a gay football player.
Wait. I see you right now.
I told you I was a DJ, Jerry. I know a lot of different samples.
No, wait. I mean, I know you were doing "I Want to Break Free" from Queen, but I get it.
Didn't even put 2 and dick together.
All right. We're gonna get off dicks here. We're literally gonna get off dicks here.
Speak for yourself.
I mean,
are we ending it?
I mean, we feel free.
That's what she said.
I just cracked up another beer. I thought we were still going.
Oh no, he's just moving topic. No, we're
moving topics.
Switching.
We're just getting away from Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
And we're moving.
Gotta specify
That's what she
getting
said.
off that.
This is a family show.
I don't understand.
Thank you, Daniel.
I don't know why it has to be what she said, but okay. That's whatever.
Good point,
Jerry. That's what they said. Very good point. Very good point. That's what they said.
It's never what he said. It's never what he
Yes,
said.
that's what they said. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need everyone to look over to Greg right now and just see how done he is with our shit?
Wait a minute. I'll look at the same time.
Just everyone appreciate the
I love
he
the
really
very
is.
I
like
just want to
I am
say,
disappointed
is,
in you.
is
Look,
nobody going to comment on the fact?
He's like entire chat right now.
He's
It's
waiting
my
for it
I
to
just
end.
laughed because what Zach just said. He said closet. I'm like going, what?
Maybe it's my first
No,
time
dude.
seeing it, but
No.
nobody's going to
No
comment.
closet
on Greg.
here.
No closet.
No closet.
No
with Jerry.
closet.
No closet.
No closet.
Right.
No.
Jerry's not hanging
Yeah,
out with our
we're not
account.
talking
He's
about
not
closets
trapped in the
anymore.
closet.
We're not
with our
talking about
account.
Aaron Rodgers anymore.
But-
We're
You know,
moving on.
we don't do down low. No.
Nobody was going to comment on the first. Well, it's the first
I'm
time
just
I've
wondering-
seen it.
Ain't got
But
time
Greg
for it.
had readers on earlier.
Right.
Greg had readers on. I'm just saying, nobody commented on Professor Greg now.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
this
wasn't
is
going
the
to
first
say
time
it.
we ever seen it, Jared. This
Yeah.
is the first time it's been we've seen these before on this stream.
I actually didn't know that those were readers though. I just thought, okay, well,
I thought they were readers,
Oh,
unless
they
I'm
have to
wrong.
Absolutely readers.
Oh, they're
Okay.
absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
Yes, Professor Greg.
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
it's always Professor Greg.
So
with or
where's the
without
food
glasses,
shaming?
so-
I wanna move on from the dicks here, and we can progress
Yes.
here. Move
So we're done the
forward.
show. You're moving on from all of us, Dick. Or...
Yeah,
So what's
it's not a very
Fair,
arousing
fair.
conversation. So I kind of want to be forward with it, and I don't want to be coming. I don't want to be coming back to it.
Okay.
And I don't want to.
Yeah, we-
You don't want to back into it. You don't want to back into
Dude,
it.
yeah.
Right.
No.
Right.
They-
Go
So
ahead, Greg,
anyway-
back it on up. What?
Or arousing.
Yeah.
This conversation is getting the shaft. Understood. Yeah.
Right.
Getting the staff.
Yes.
Right.
Is it
Oh.
stout?
It's
chat,
actually-
though? I
It's
mean,
really becoming flaccid at this point, so I kind of want to move
Yes.
on.
Yes. Yes.
So,
Oh,
so
my
Rod,
innocence in all of this is
Yes,
great.
sir.
before all this dick talk, I saw something in your background that really intrigued me.
Mm.
Can you put your beer on that
Oh,
blue
yeah.
thing there?
The spinner.
What the hell is going on with this?
That's the spinner when I do my videos, so people can see it in the background as it spins around. It's like the old school
That's
Wheel of
cool.
Fortune back in the day when you watch it with your
So you
grandma.
could-
Nice.
And they
Yeah.
would go through the little shop and they'd be like, I'll
Could you
take
sit
that
and
for
spin on
150
that
and
like
that
a
for
penis?
250.
Could you sit and spin on that like a?
I don't know if that would work.
Wow.
Wait, I thought we were moving on from
We moved
Aaron
on.
We were, but
It's
y'all
like
brought me back.
whiplash.
You gotta
Brought me
pick a
back.
direction.
You
here,
s-
guys.
You spin me right round, baby. Right round.
Right round, baby.
I mean,
right round.
What's
Yeah.
funny is that the only thing the spinner is missing are like the little lights, and so it'll like go around. And
I
it'll
almost got
snap
the
and
light
half
one.
go around.
There are
again.
light ones.
There-
you can
there's
get.
light
I almost
one.
got one of the light ones, yeah. So it spins around
Too
there.
funny.
So get that there. Like when I do videos, I put it in the background. I've had people actually like the little spinning type thing. So
It's cool.
You can find all kinds
Now
of
I
shit
want
on
one. Now
Amazon.
I want one.
yeah,
So-
Yeah.
Amazon,
Well,
you can find all kinds of shit.
You had the stage for your beers before,
I
and
still
that
do.
disappeared. So what's going to happen
Yeah.
with the the spinner?
You know me. I have a short attention span, so I always got to be doing something new, like spinning.
Mm.
You know, we could put something on there and spin it around, and
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm like Chris Rock.
That
It's
shit would be fun.
spinning. It's spinning.
Anyway.
It's spinning.
Right.
I'm gonna shut all you
Right.
bitches up now. I'm literally gonna shut
Right.
all you motherfuckers
You brought us on, man.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway,
There you go.
y'all.
Yeah.
Stouts have
Wait,
a
wait, oh,
history of
This is
stouts
good.
have a history of being used for medicinal purposes based on their high iron content, y'all. It wasn't unusual for people to give a stout after donating blood. In fact, up into the 1900s, doctors were known to give prescribing stouts for nursing mothers.
Ooh, fun fact.
Where is this medicine today?
They gotta bring it back.
It's not the same
Where is
stout.
this
It's not the
Thank
same
you.
stout that we have now.
Today.
No.
I would love
Right.
to give blood and
Yeah.
just be given.
Where's
a
the
Guinness.
science?
Yeah.
But we see this though, like, you know, when we have these beer runs where, you know, you run a while and then, you know, you get a beer yoga. We've seen beer being used to replenish, you know, so it's still there kind of.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, the doctors aren't, you know, directly prescribing it, but we still see where beer is used as, you know, refueling nutrients and everything. So
Sure. No,
When you look
beer
at
is
beer, it has to
beer is
protein.
healthy, and I'm telling y'all that.
Yeah.
So Yeah.
And actually,
All right.
calcium in bones. There's been scientific studies on different stuff with beer, so it
Hell
does
yeah.
have
Hell
a benefit. I mean,
And
Yeah.
this is
Choir
this is
preaching.
I don't mean this to be as dark as it's going to sound. However, people that are like in DUI accidents, like the drunk driver is usually the person that's not actually injured because they're relaxed
Flexible.
when
Yeah.
they are in the accident.
Yeah.
It's this really weird like
Mm-hmm.
thing that happens. I mean, like I lost a friend in a DUI accident. He was the passenger in a car.
Yeah.
The person that was driving was drunk and he's fine. My buddy ended up in a tree. Like
Yeah.
it's
Wow.
it's really weird how like that kind of like scientific knowledge is kind of lost on people about how like, oh, like it relaxes your muscles and it actually like kind of allows you to naturally survive things. It's a really weird thing. Like you see like a drunk person stumble down a bunch of stairs and they're fine because their body's like super relaxed, they're not tensing up and stuff like that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
But like if you fall down the stairs and you're completely sober, you're like trying to stop yourself and then you like break fingers, break arms, break legs. Like
Very
it's a
interesting.
really weird phenomenon with that, you know,
It's like we're naturally
Yeah.
surviving this stream. So
Right.
It's fair. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they say
Fair.
people don't tense up, you know, when
Yep.
you're inebriated. So it's kind of like you're more relaxed. It's kind of like a baby. Like you mentioned, like a baby
Yes.
can get dropped and the baby will, they'll say a baby will bounce because the baby's not really tensing up. They're just kind of like falling.
the baby doesn't understand. It doesn't
Yeah,
care.
versus
It doesn't
another
have
person that does have that consciousness, they try to brace themselves and stuff like that too. So,
But Rod, why did they fall down the stairs though?
they drunk.
Zach pushed them.
They drunk.
Fair.
Zach-
Also fair.
Zach
I
Christian is
did
the
crack
best
open another
person.
beer. I did crack open another beer. We lost Steve somewhere too, by the way.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
he's
he's back. He's come back.
fine.
Speaking of medical stuff,
Ooh.
Operation Breakfast. Breakfast
Ooh.
stout. How we talk
Look
about
at that.
breakfast
Nice.
stouts.
Ooh.
We haven't
Ooh,
talked
there
about
we go.
breakfast stouts tonight. 10%
No, we have not.
ABV, Flying Dog. Look at that. I don't know if I trust that doctor, but 10% ABV breakfast
Well.
stout. Willetized. We all know the Willetized.
Yes,
bourbon barrel.
yes.
So we're all waiting for Lagunitas to come out with their Willetized, right? So, yeah. So I brought it down a notch. I came down to 10%. You know, that's my session level. So.
Okay.
He's meeting the world halfway here. It's good. It's good.
That's good, yeah.
No judgment. No judgment.
I'm trying to
I know
bring
that's
it down.
Right.
They
Right.
write a lot of shit in their bottles. I'm not going to read any of that. Like, come on, you know. I didn't read that much when I was in college. You read on the
story,
bottle
yeah.
label. Yeah, it's not going to happen. So
I cannot
very
remember
good, very
his
good
name.
beer.
Hunter S. Thompson, baby.
Yeah.
Yes,
so-
Hunter S. Thompson.
Yeah, is that the same artist
Mhm.
that did the artwork for all of Flying Dog?
Yeah,
that,
they
that
did.
worked
Yeah,
with
same
Hunter S.
artist,
Thompson
yeah.
with all the Gonzo
Wow.
stuff.
That's
Yep.
right.
I always noticed the art style because I remember the Gonzo book. Like I love Hunter S. Thompson. I think he's one of the most prolific people of our time in the last 200 years. And I always see the artwork and I'm just like, is it the same guy? Like,
Yeah.
See?
Well, let's talk breakfast stout, right? So here's a breakfast stout. Maple, kind of bacony, a little bit of a sweetness to it. Can you have it with breakfast? I'm not one to judge. I think you can. Has a little bit of a bacon type appeal to it. If you had this, I would say more towards brunch. You wouldn't want it first at 8 a.m., but if you're getting up around 10, 11, have a little brunch type meal, this will fit in well. A little bit of that candy bacon type sweetness to the beer. This is a solid one to sit back and enjoy.
So what is the actual meal you would have it with? Because I've heard a lot of people talk about matching stouts with their meals, right?
Right.
But I mean, I know like during Thanksgiving, as heavy as those foods are, I try to be cute. And long story short, I don't usually do a lot of matching with the foods, especially with Thanksgiving, because the foods are so heavy already.
Yeah.
I'm like going, oh.
Fair.
So what would you drink? What would you eat rather with that breakfast stout?
Well, it's funny you mentioned Thanksgiving. For those of you that haven't seen, I just released a video about beer styles for Thanksgiving. A lot of people have actually liked different things you can pair up for different dishes. This one here, this will be more of a brunch type beer. So if you're having something like that midday, or not midday, like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. bacon, ham type feel. Even if you're having something with eggs with it, or you're having kind of that crossover type food, you can actually match this one up for that nice brunch type feel. Just like people will have a Bloody Mary or something like that with their kind of brunch type things. This is something you can actually bring in, something that would have a little bit of a sweetness, but also like a little bit of a tanginess to it and stuff like that. Like I can see myself enjoying an omelet with this. I think it gives that, because it gives that bacon maple type feel to the beer. So you wouldn't necessarily have pancakes or anything along those lines, but if you're having like those feels where you would have maple or something like that involved, this would be a great one. Yeah.
Ooh, how about
you could have fresh
chicken and waffles?
My man, chicken and waffles would be great with this beer. Chicken and waffles would be great with this beer.
You need something a little more savory to balance the sweet that the beer is bringing.
That's fair. Yeah,
balance it right in there. You get the savory, you got the sweetness. It will work definitely together along those lines.
And I love it. The challenge sometimes with the videos, or not with the videos you specifically did, but with the tasting notes, there are sometimes I feel like, okay, I know what you probably could have with XYZ. What would you have? So I'm thinking, okay. In fact, recently, M. Sauter worked with Marcus Baskerville to doing their Thanksgiving pairing, and I'm just like going, okay, some of these foods are really heavy. Do these things really work, like in real work, or are we just saying, okay, this would usually work well if you tried it, but I've actually tried these things and this worked this particular way?
You definitely have that. And then to Zach's point, you always have leftovers from Thanksgiving, right? So you can always go back and enjoy, my friend. So, you look at like one of the things I've always enjoyed, and I mentioned this in the video I just did, brown ales, great for Thanksgiving, great matchup with the turkey, great matchup with the flavoring. Saisons or beer de gardes, if you don't have a beer de garde, Saisons, a good fill-in for that. It's all a matter of just finding that sense where it can actually do that. Like, you can do an American Pale Ale with some of the dishes. You can do the stouts. You can do some of the different things along the lines that it's always fun to actually do that. One of the last styles I said is like if you had a cranberry goza, it matches up well. That a cranberry flavor to add that little fruitiness into the meal too. So it's all a matter of just experimenting and find out what works with your palate. I feel like I used to do it with like desserts. Like I would have a stout with dessert, or a porter with dessert. Like growing, I always think of like the Breckenridge Snowdrift Porter they have. I used to have that with like some of the chocolate desserts I would have, like some of the spots I would go to. Great pairing with the sweetness and the tartness working together. So it's an experiment. It's just like cooking. You get in there, you experiment with stuff. If you like to cook, you try different things. You season different ways. You try to experiment. It's the same
so to kind of give a background on me, a lot of times when I was growing up, the thing I was always taught is that you don't drink at the same time you eat. So it took me a little bit to kind of get into having something to drink with something to eat at all, because typically it was like food, you like drink, then you eat, then you drink like afterwards. So it definitely was a new thing to kind of try certain things. And it also made me go like, okay, I think I may want to, instead of packing my plate with all these things, let me simplify the plate, then go, okay, look at the beer as not just a beverage, but just a part of the food. And then look, okay, what complement does this food, like what is the complement that this drink fits over here? So that way I can have maybe a piece of turkey with this beer and something else, and there's a full complement there.
Right.
So that's why I'm always asking as far as like, how does it work that way? Because sometimes if I'm packing my plate full of food and then turn around and having beer, it could be kind of rough.
And it's kind of like now, like when I drink a beer, I don't know if you guys are the same way. When I drink a beer, in my mind, a lot of times I start to think about what can I pair this with.
Yep.
Like when I go to a restaurant, because then when we go out to eat, it's kind of like, well, I'm going to order this. What can I actually do? So I kind of instinctively now, whenever I drink a beer, it becomes like a little flashcard in my head. This will actually work good with this and that or whatever. Like I drink certain beers, like for instance, you don't want like a heavy type beer, but I'm like, I have like a type of sour type thing. What can I put this with? And it's like I go to a place and it's like, you know what, this might work with this ahi tuna type salad type thing. Let's try it out. And you start to experiment. You start to have fun with it type thing because you're not overpowering the salad you're enjoying, but you're also getting the flavors from that. So if you're having a nice little raspberry cranberry type sour, it adds a little flavor to the ahi salad you're actually enjoying too. So you just have to play with it. You have to have fun. I tell people, go out. It's a great time to basically accentuate stuff. If you're having spicy and you have an IPA, I love spicy. Yeah. I love IPAs, but guess what? If you do that together, you're going to accentuate that heat. So you better make sure you really like that heat that's coming off of it. I like it, so I'll do it, but it's not for everybody, right? So you got to make sure you
got to know what you're getting into.
Right.
Yeah. It can start to accentuate your palate a little bit too, between whether you like different types of beers and different varieties of beers and different types of foods, just like Rob was saying. And now it's like my mind's going, it's like, yeah, I could start taking the list. It's like when you have like a little taste, what would pair well with this? Well, let me get in the kitchen and start making something that I might find something might pair well with this, and and then you might start finding new flavors. And then Jerry coming across with like curry spiced beers, and it's like that just feels like my mind's opening up. All right, we can go with that. Are we talking green curry? Maybe a red curry? Maybe I can do a nice buttered chicken to go along with that. Right. I get excited. I mean, I'm still hungry, so maybe that's where it's
coming. Here, man, I'm starving.
It's like my wife. She loves when I make I'll cut up this tomato and I put mozzarella, olive oil, and oregano on it. Yeah. So it's like you do that, but you want nothing to overpower, right? Well, this will work great with an Italian Pilsner. So you just kind of learn these things.
Exactly.
Go from it. So,
the
options are out there. You just need to find it.
As like a base is always like a dry hop Pilsner, because I feel like there's not a lot of places you can go wrong with that. For food, if it's spicy, you'll get mostly the hops out of the dry hop Pilsner, and if you pick the right one, like my favorite right now, my go-to is New Trail Lazy River Pils.
So good too.
It's so good, and it's just a single dry hop Pilsner, and I believe it's either Citra or Galaxy that they dry hop it with, and like you guys know, like Galaxy basically goes with everything. It's the whole reason that
Galaxy is all of us, man.
I mean, Galaxy.
Yeah, we're all made up of parts of the galaxy, man. Come on.
Right. So that's like my go-to.
It encompasses everything.
It is us.
It's so milky.
Right now.
Like I had two with Thanksgiving dinner yesterday, and like I was like, cool. This is like it's not interfering with the meal, and the meal isn't interfering with the beer, and it's just an enjoyable drink while I'm, snacking or actually going for in between dinner, dessert type of thing. Like, and I feel like it also kind of cleanses the palate a little bit, just like the single dry hop.
Yeah,
is all like it's just. I don't know. It's to me, it's like one of the most perfect beer styles right now, especially because most of them are like like a 4 to 5%er.
Yeah,
you're not getting sloshed on one,
right? Most of them.
Well,
on one. I'm saying on one beer, you're not getting sloshed on a single beer for that.
Most of them.
Speaking of palates, what is on Greg's palate? Because he just
I whatever he had, it looks beautiful.
It looks amazing.
I gotta know. I got one too, but I want to know what Greg has first.
Greg finished.
Tell us, Professor. He's still
wearing the glasses.
Professor, what's a 5-letter word for pirate's treasure?
Arse.
Booty.
That's one.
Yeah.
He cracked it open.
What year we got?
Is it this year?
What year is it? Is it this year's or? You're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
What are you even saying, sir? Produce yourself.
There you go.
2023.
There you go.
Okay, nice.
All right.
Brilliant,
man.
And new.
What do you think of it?
It is 14.6%. It says age for 5 years, up to 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't know why you would. It's fucking fantastic. It is amazing. It really is amazing. Again, I understand if you do. I'm not saying you don't.
Yeah.
Right.
You can crack this open right now and enjoy this. This is
Yeah.
It is amazing. It is really, really good. There's a reason why these people are the OG. I don't give a fuck who owns them. I don't care. And the only reason I don't care, is because this is just brilliant. It's still brilliant. Like if the quality went down because of who owned them, then I wouldn't be as giddy as I am to drink it. But this is not. This age it, don't age it, drink it tomorrow, drink it in 2 months. I don't really give a fuck. Drink it. It's amazing. It has everything that you want out of a bourbon barrel. It says it has notes of vanilla, cocoa. I don't really get the cherry, caramelized sugar, and almond. And I taste almost all those things. I don't feel like a barrel. Like we all listen in this group here. I can bourbon bomb you, and everybody will be like, "That's cool, that's cool." But that's not everybody's speed or everybody's vibe. So if you like a subtle bourbon barrel taste, this is shit. This is the shit. I actually want to go back and get another one for $12. Cheap.
Yeah,
worth it.
Yeah, that's cheap. $12 is cheap for that.
Reasonable.
It's cheap and it's worth it. Yeah.
Nice.
So, and then we got 5 years. And Matt Clark saying that's fucking amazing. The only problem is, he had a little sediment at the bottom, and
I made a rookie mistake and I poured it into my glass.
Yeah,
Matt doesn't swallow.
There's literally video proof of me spitting it back into my.
Sheesh!
I saw it.
Yep.
Witness.
Rod back with the big jokes. I couldn't. Rod couldn't.
I'm sorry. It was right there. It was right there.
Swallowing too much protein at one time is hard sometimes. I guess I don't know.
Jerry, you continue. Jerry, I thought that you would be the one to bring the dick jokes, my friend. And
no, see, that's just it though. That's just it. I never have to. Because usually
it just presents itself.
He just compliments the dick.
Usually my straight friends will bring enough of the dick jokes to where I can just sit back and that's
right.
It's interesting.
Okay, all right.
And Jerry, you're not far off because look, man, like it's fine. It's upside down.
Greg, did you say yours has notes of cherry in it?
This says it has cherry. I don't really taste the cherry that much. I'm not, unless it's a creek. I'm not really a cherry and beer person. I love creeks though. I love them. But if Mad Elf is a big turnoff to me because it's just so much cherry. It's like you need to settle down with this cherry. This is just subtle hints. I mean,
Asian Kevin.
Is that a variant or is that the base that you're drinking?
This is just the base, man. This is the $12 cheapest one I could get.
So the one that I had was a base as well, and there's no notes of cherry. And you also said yours was 14. Mine's 15.2.
So
this
maybe
is 14.6.
Mine is 14. Mine is 14.6 for this year. There were two different versions. One was 14.1. I think that came out as well. I saw it on tap.
Huh.
So that's interesting. I wonder if they've actually changed the formula.
Well, they change it every year. They change it every year on stuff. So
and I like like I said, I like what it said on the bottle. It said drink by September 18th, 2028. So they're actually I like how they're now forward about this, saying, look, we know you're going to sell her that shit, sell her for 5 years. If you go further than that, that's on you. If you drink it in between, you know what I mean? I like that idea of letting people
know if it's actually showing up here, but on my tag here, it actually says develops in the bottle up to 5 years.
Without they're putting on a date statement on there,
this is literally 5 years to the day. For that.
Literally, actually, nice. And this is the same thing, Clark. So they didn't change that part. They just put a little bit on the back here. Right here, Clark, on the back, it says the tastes and notes there a little bit. I don't know if you have.
Mine are just charred oak, vanilla, caramel, and smoke.
Yeah, this one says, again, notes of vanilla, cocoa, cherry, caramelized sugar, and almond.
See, I would be upset if it said smoke and there was no smoke. I need the smoke. I mean, if you're going to
get all the smoke.
Yeah, that's fair.
Give me the smoke if you're going to.
I think it's on there.
If y'all can get this. If y'all can get this, I'm serious. It's fantastic. Can't say enough about it. Again, we had these wars. How long ago was when AB and Bev bought Goose and all hell broke loose, and I'm not going to buy it anymore, and all that shit that went down. And
what was that? 2015, 20.
Something like that. Well, look, if y'all not going to buy it anymore, that means more for me. I'm cool.
Yeah.
Well,
dude, I mean, listen, I've done.
That. I'm like that little kid. Bullshit. Bullshit.
Right. Right.
You're gonna buy it.
So I did some verticals.
More for me. I don't know if y'all saw. I poured the head. The nice, beautiful.
Head looked great. Yeah.
I mean, it was
nice.
just. This whole thing is just. It's so good. It's so good.
So, guys, I've done a couple of 5-year verticals of OG BCS over time, and definitely I've had ones that were 6 or 7, and it definitely loses its luster. The oxidation and those bottles becomes way more prevalent for sure. And I think so. That's why I say 5 years for me is the maximum sweet spot. Yeah, so I think just having doing those verticals between I think I had a 2012 and 5 years afterwards, and then I did the same thing with 14 and forward at one point. And it does make a big difference for sure.
Daniel, explain, please.
A vertical is that a vertical in your ass. A vertical in your ass is different than a vertical tasting. Okay.
No. The first one is called. It costs you about $400 and a little bit of your dick.
Right.
Yes, that's fair.
I mean, you have to invert to be vertical, and then it's a lot of gymnastics involved with it. And God bless you.
So it is Olympic.
Jack. So it's the jackknife diving, Olympic diving stuff. I don't know. I mean, yeah. No. But yeah. So,
there needs to be the Olympics. I want to see.
That's right.
The highest tier athletes get super smashed on just barrel aged nonsense and just go for it. I want to see it.
Wait. When you say go for it, what are we talking about here?
We're
all
just
of
saying
the Olympic events. Just absolutely
shot put.
Wait,
everything.
You said go for it as far as Olympic events. Thank you. I just wanted to verify. I was like, what?
Yes.
I don't want to. I want to clarify.
We don't discriminate.
It's not about discrimination. I was just like, where are we asking them to see?
I don't know. It may come back to Rod's conversation about OnlyFans. So if they want to do the high dive jackknife for the Olympics, and if they want to do the high dive jackknife on OnlyFans,
above and beyond, yeah.
I mean, whatever's going to make your money, I support all of you.
Yes, but Zach, in all seriousness, a vertical is multiple years of the exact same beverage, basically across the board. So it could be beer, it could be wine, it could be various different other things as well. I mean, I have seen a handful of cider makers being able to do that as well. Yeah. So whatever you can get it out there for. So
I feel like Zach knows he's just screwing with this.
He does.
I feel like Zach knows.
Troll.
He doesn't.
I mean, I'll be honest. Just hearing some of this talk where it's I have cellared stuff and everything. I'm very novice when it comes to drinking. I'm like, that sounds good. I'm gonna put that in my mouth, and then that's just. You take that as you will, and I'll take that as I will. But at the same time, as I start doing some of these things, I'm like, oh, okay, so this is what it's like to be classy one way or another. So just
I feel you, Steve.
I'm learning.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I remember
enjoying a Solera style solo.
I remember going over to Steve's house, and we used to drink. What was it, Yingling and Miller Lite and stuff? And I was like, dude, craft beer.
Yeah, you're the motherfucker who got me spending a lot more money on beer than I was used to.
Yeah,
I mean, trust me,
beer is amazing.
It's true.
Oh no, it is, and it really is.
Dogfish Head, because I was still new to the whole thing, but I was like, check out Dogfish Head. Check out,
here's
all
an IPA.
Well, at least it wasn't Mickey's Big Mouth. I mean,
no,
that was my childhood, Rod. Open up, you son of a bitch! What's on the soundboard? Oh no! I'm sorry. We've reached that point.
Survey said.
Show me potato salad.
Taste this, Minnie.
Wow. Wow.
You just have to put the gif of
I'm dead.
Steve Harvey with just the disappointed face of just like
Oh, Zach, you don't even fucking know, man.
Right?
You don't even fucking know. Clark, look at that statement. It's just like all I need to just a snap.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
when
just
you
a
said
snap.
deep into the shoe, Greg, all I thought of that was
Right.
old Greg.
Oh boy.
You ever drink Billy's from an old shoe?
Love it.
I don't think Greg knows what to do with the pot.
Oh, that's what you got now.
right now.
He's lost control.
Oh,
Rails.
Okay.
Here
Old
we are.
shoe beer,
Yes.
you
All right.
got
The
it out.
producer
Now
has
bring it
lost
back.
control.
We'll bring it back.
I'm
So-
gonna try to get this back on the road.
Good fucking luck.
Oh, so
It's not
Dan,
gonna
you
work.
have one?
Oh, what is that?
Breakfast sound is
What's that,
definitely
Dan?
kicking
I was saying, this is what we've been about right now for the past like hour.
Yeah,
Give a laughter.
There you go.
Yes, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's 12%. It's from Return Brewing up in Hudson. A lot closer. Is it kind of equidistant between Doug and I almost?
Did you say 12%?
12%.
Well, welcome to my world, Daniel. You've been kind of
Yes.
down there lower earlier. I'm just saying.
Yeah. No. I was working my way up basically.
Come on now.
Yeah, I'm working my way
He's
up
not
here
gonna call you
basically.
out,
Yeah.
but he's going to call you out a little bit.
No, he has to.
No,
It's
of course he is. Of course Rob
Yeah.
is. Because he's had like 15 and 10s and 14s.
Right,
And
exactly,
he's had
yeah.
like
Yeah.
7 of them.
You like
So-
weights?
Happy
So
Black
three
Friday.
three items. So 3 items here. So it qualifies for Doug. So it's a vanilla, cacao nibs, and then almonds.
Ooh.
Oh,
And-
I like that.
Gotta give Doug.
Yeah, there's again the almond presence is way bigger than I thought it would basically be.
okay.
It's
I like
it's a
that.
bit nutty.
That is a perfect segue
Oh,
to a question that Jerry has for y'all.
oh,
Yeah.
all right.
Get ready to dance.
Bring it back.
Oh, y'all.
Where did you get this like big band music?
I don't know. Hey, let's not ruin a good thing.
Royalty-freemusic.com.
Yeah, it's Canva. But anyway, we can move on.
Canva.
It's all fake.
I feel like I'm watching Name That Tune with my grandma. I'm just saying.
So,
I would like to think Sade. She inspired me to get to this moment right
No,
now.
we will not shape. Sade is like up here. We will not.
Oh,
yeah, we're not
that's
going there.
inspiration. Come on.
Sorry,
That
Jerry.
was-
I mean,
that
she
my
was the
childhood.
greatest. She was the greatest love. So,
She was
Yeah.
Yes.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Giving us
Before
all
we
the-
How many beers named Smooth Operator have you had?
Right.
So-
Right. Smooth operator.
Before we get to
I
answer
like
the
that.
question, I have to bat down some fake news. And no, it didn't happen.
That's right, Greg. Not once. It was twice.
Never
Wow.
happened. I deny all the allegations that are put in this comment.
I have never shown that man my cocoa nibs. That's false.
Jack, you wish though. Zach,
Never.
you wish.
Never.
I'm not
You're
saying,
gonna
I'm
get
not saying it
caught
may
up.
never happen. I'm just saying it didn't. How about that?
You're gonna get caught up like Pee
Even-
Yes.
As our friend Silk Sonic says, Jerry, I'm leaving the door open.
Okay. Oh well. Okay.
You can leave your slippers on. It's okay.
Okay.
Wait.
Wait
As
a
long
minute.
as there are slippers involved.
Yeah.
So,
This is becoming a Bill Cosby sleepover. What?
What? Wait.
Come on,
you
Ron. I
just-
consented
You.
to be.
There was like
Wow.
here, and you like
take-
jumped a fence and went all over here.
That's what I do.
Oh my
I do.
God.
I'm a long jumper. I'm a long jumper.
I mean,
So,
the way
Matt
you
Clark.
have built
Everybody
muscles
likes a
in
little
the gym. That's what's crazy. That
Matt
was like,
Clark.
what?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yes,
Matt
sir.
Clark. What is a stout adjunct that gives you pause before pulling the trigger to buy it? And you said in pre-production you had a rant, so I'm expecting one.
There are two. There are
Mm.
two adjuncts that I have to read the label whenever I see coconut or cherry,
Mm.
because natural coconut will taste more like subtle vanilla with a hint of like that coconut, and cherry can complement another adjunct in it. But if it's standalone cherry, I found that it's always overpowering to the actual beer that you're drinking. Looking at you, Mad Elf. And
well, do I have something for you?
And also, like with coconut, if it's artificial coconut, again, it's not the kind of coconut that I like. Like, give me like a toasted coconut where it's more vanilla and like a slight kind of like that, that tropical flavor. I can't really describe like coconut, but the flavor of the difference between like natural toasted coconut versus just awful artificial coconut that almost tastes like banana. You know what I'm talking about? Like, and those two things will absolutely stop me in my tracks when I'm looking at something. The only time I will ever like be like okay with cherry, I found, is in sours, because it's usually cherry and 3 other things, and they all blend together, and it'll usually be cherry on the nose, and you won't taste it.
That's not a stout, though.
No, I understand.
Right.
But cherry is like basically a non-starter for me when it comes to stouts.
It kind of is for me too. Daniel, do you have any? Obviously the obvious lactose for you personally, because you have a lactose issue. But outside of that, where because lactose is going to be your number one. But let's remove that one for medical purposes.
For medical purposes, I don't want to be out of commission for the next 36 to 48 hours, because of that. So, aside from that, orange is mine. Again, Sabra is a pretty fairly famous liqueur out there. That is chocolate orange liqueur made in Israel. But I just never understood that combination of things. For me personally, my palate doesn't align to that. That's all it is.
Yep, excellent. Rod, do you have any adjuncts that give you pause when you're trying to put a trigger on it? Or you like Doug? give them to me all, and who gives a fuck?
Whoa, I've heard that before. I ain't ready for it.
Well,
saved.
I'm just like,
wait, isn't this the guy with the big tolerance that can like
right?
I mean, Rod's drank 3 times more than I've had tonight, happened? Just by ABV alone.
I'm like Ric Flair. Woo! To beat the man, you got to beat the man. So I take on all challenges that approach themselves. I haven't found anything that really turns me off. Any stout type thing. I used to wonder about coconut years ago because I was never a huge coconut fan. I found out in beer, coconut is the one place I can actually enjoy to be fine. I can't put it in a candy bar. I can't have it on a damn cake with the damn flakes and all that shit. But in a beer, it works for me.
One place where you can go.
One place I can go.
But Rod, does it work if it's like a coconut bomb? Because we've all had those, stouts that like it's just like whoa.
It still works for me. It's like a pina colada type feel. I've never been turned off. I've never been turned off by the coconut to be to that much of a level. I will say some of the pastry stouts can get a little bit too sweet, but I wouldn't know what ingredient would actually kind of be that adjunct. I like vanilla and stuff. I like the different things they're done, but some brewers, in the way they kind of put together the formula or the recipe, can overdo it where it can become too. But there's nothing like an adjunct that will turn me off to saying I won't try. Now, I will say some cherry stuff, although it's not in stouts, I found that some of the wheat ales, they will make it taste like medicine. It's like you're taking medicine, like you're taking Robitussin. I'm on Tussin right now. I'm not sick. Why am I drinking Tussin? I don't know.
And then Jeff speaks to this here. Certified Cicerone, Jeff Tepper, by the way. Gotta remember that. Rod, before we move on, more fake news, potential fake news has come through the wire here. So I want you to back this down. Did you review a roast beef double last week?
I did not, but was it double the dipping sauce for the roast beef? Was it like an au jus? I would review it au jus. It was a double.
We're coming back full circle now, Rob.
New here for the BJCP. We have the au jus IPA.
So Jerry, you asked this question. Now you're going to answer it.
Yes.
Okay. So as far as one, I really have to kind of say very similarly with coconut. It just making sure that it is not too much, because if it's too much, it usually tastes artificial and it tastes weird. I at times would have some things, sometimes with vanilla too, because just seeing vanilla on there, I'm like going, okay, is that gonna be like, I don't know. It depends on what it does to the particular beer. And I mentioned before how coffee is kind of my go-to. I can definitely run to coffee, but I will also say that orange I'm not afraid of in stouts simply because of Jaffa cakes, British Jaffa cakes, and those that was the dessert that literally. I agree that's one. This is where Zach and I actually.
100%.
Get on the boat, banana boat.
Now, the reason
bitches
why
know what sunscreen tastes like. I'm just asking.
We've all eaten it. Shut up.
There are people that you've spring break hookups.
This really goes. This goes in.
I'm gonna leave that on. I'm sorry, Jerry. Jerry
was on a roll.
I'm just guessing. I've never been there, but
was it a coconut roll? What was it?
For fuck's sake!
It was on her lips. But go ahead, Jerry.
Jerry, I don't know how you. I'm sorry, man. My bad.
I mean, it's just like a whole.
You can't let Zach bomb the conversation. I mean, come on.
Stucky's nut roll. I mean, come on. Come on,
there
now.
it is.
That's what it's all about. I mean,
yeah.
But I mean, I've been there and I'm good with it. But everybody else, I don't know. So that's one of those things, you know. But yeah, Jaffa cakes with that is probably where orange has come in there. But yes, coconut is tricky. I mean, just especially if you're looking at a label, right? When you're looking at a label and you're about to spend, we were talking about 16-ounce packages, so cans or bottles, for beer. Sometimes there are certain adjuncts on that thing you're like going, okay, you know what? I'll be happy to taste yours, but not me buy it and things like that. So that's one of those things.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I think that ingredients also matter too. I think on the vanilla standpoint, if it's just straight up extract that's like cheap extract versus Indonesian vanilla like you had before versus Tahitian vanilla versus Madagascar vanilla, it's a whole other kind of ballgame.
Different flavor, yeah.
Kind of hard when it just says vanilla though. Clark, do you? Clark, do you have any?
And please let
Clark. I'm sorry.
I never have to try hard if what I see is there, all this like that. So that's a whole other thing. Thank you, Zach.
You're a humble man, Jerry.
I don't know if anybody ever thanks Zach, but that's what.
That's true.
Yep.
Poor Jerry trying to make a very clear and concise and well thought out point, and then here we are just
trampling all over. Trampling all over.
Yeah. So, Steve, any adjuncts turn you off at the beer store?
Yeah, caramel is a son of a bitch. That's because
interesting.
Okay.
But
that's good. Interesting.
That's also because a lot of time caramel isn't really the main focal point, and it's just kind of an afterthought. And by being an afterthought, usually it's just a thick caramel syrup that's being put in rather than just kind of a burnt sugar, which burnt sugar can be good if you think of a creme brulee. You just hit it with a torch with a little crust and that little bit of taste. That's good. And then if you try to develop
texture,
and develop that flavor too much, then it starts just feeling like high fructose corn syrup where it just coats your mouth. And if you have a little bit of a kick of something, and you're goddamn right, I said that. I heard you, Snicker.
Yes.
No, I was responding to that.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
All breweries have
Hey,
All
you know what,
breweries-
Zach? You can just call me Mr. Pink, and that's okay. You don't need to worry about
Yes.
anything
There
else
you go.
further than that.
There you go.
But yeah,
Mhm.
no, I do find like sometimes with like and I know Rod brought up like way in the beginning of this shit show we call a live stream about like natural flavors. But
Yeah.
what are the natural flavors? I learned
Nobody
at some
knows.
point
Nobody knows.
strawberry natural flavor is beaver musk because it gives you strawberry flavoring, and that just doesn't sit right with me. So it's like
These hot takes are amazing.
That's
you find them.
Yep.
Worst comes to worst, I bring the content. That's why you keep bringing me back. That and a memorable face. It's like I remember
Steve, there's only one response to what you're saying, and that's just damn.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I'll leave it there. Caramel throws me off of an adjunct, and but vanilla and coconut, I'll always give it a shot, and a little bit of cocoa or cacao, because a little chocolate in life is always good for all of us.
Yeah.
There we go.
Again, take it as you will. I don't give a shit. God, we are getting back to the last year territory.
Oh shit.
JHG, any adjuncts turn you off?
Nope. I'm an equal opportunity adjunct.
My man.
Well done. Well done.
I'm the Doug of this conversation. I will try just about anything and see how it tastes. Like
Even at the price range, or does that not matter?
even
I
at the
mean,
price range, like if something
okay.
if something like if it's all about presentation. So if the can says it has this, and this, and it's interesting, I'll try it. I want to see if they are actually balancing those kinds of things. Like, so, this evil Santa, right?
Yeah.
Are they balancing those kind of things? I was expecting peppermint, and I was not getting as much peppermint as I thought because all the other parts were more prominent. So, I am not adverse to experimenting and trying different things to see if they match what they say that they are.
That's what she said.
I have a question.
Exactly.
Hold on, Ryan. Before we get to your question, hold on. I just want to make sure JHG backs down this latest round of possible fake news.
you have something coming
I
out.
think he's commenting on your earbud.
Yeah, the bud's coming down.
It looks like something's coming right down through here.
It looks like you're from like a bud vein. In the
I'm really tightening it up. I mean,
Okay. Rod, we got to keep it clean here. And
It's just
Zach
two
is
rat
doing
tails.
all-
Clean? Really?
Now?
We gotta
Now
keep
we're
it
keeping it
clean
clean?
now?
Now, at this point?
Right.
Yeah. We're going to try to keep some fucking decorum.
My thing, you've already said, like, we got to check your thing for restrictions. But anyway, actually, JHG made me think about something there. So, on your thing, from this question, so how disappointed are you when you look at a can and the label on what you're supposed to get out of it, and you don't get that out of it?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah.
Because, this is a great example.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking of when you're doing that.
I want that peppermint. Oh, I didn't get that peppermint as much as I thought I would. So, advertising is as much as part of the experience as the product itself. So if you're going to call yourself a peppermint hot chocolate, I want a peppermint hot chocolate.
Yeah.
I taste it. And if it doesn't match that, that's going to knock it down. So I'm curious to see what the original Evil Santa tastes like because of how they've structured it.
Yeah.
So you have to be really careful on how you present yourself and your beer to be able to get the maximum effect.
Yeah, because you're expecting those things. So I'm gonna use an example here. So one of the beers I really enjoy when I have it is Saginaw and their Neapolitan Stout. If anybody's ever had it, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry, you get all the flavors that come through. I've had other
layer.
breweries that have tried to do it, and you don't get all the flavors that come through. It's like it doesn't meet the standard of it. So it's kind of curious to kind of see when you get it how disappointed you may be or what you're thinking of it. I mean, anybody that wants to reflect, go.
No, you're right. That's a great example, and you're right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a little disappointment, Rod, if it doesn't have it, and if you like, it's the top ones. Like if it says like vanilla and cocoa nibs, well, I better get that, or I'm going to be like, yeah.
Like an ingredient list. If you're going to make this like the top note that you're telling me I'm going to get, and if I get like only a little bit or none of it, then why even have it in there? It's like just because you taste it doesn't mean that you really like spread this in the right amongst enough people.
I mean,
Zach, you're damn right, buddy. You're damn right.
Also, that's not fake news.
Chocolate. I'm not getting chocolate.
You son of a bitch! Where's my cocoa nibs? I smell these
yes, yeah.
I mean,
where's
and
my
it also
strawberry?
It also may come through later on as it warms.
It may as you drink it, as it warms.
It's a great point, Jerry.
Try to get the benefit of the doubt and everything too when you're enjoying it.
Yep.
But put those notes on your can. If you want me to enjoy this like at a reasonable temperature or something else, or just like where here's like the prime like yodeling guy from Price is Right, like right between here and right between here. Let me know where I should have this if this is everything you want me to have. Right. Otherwise, I just might take it straight out of my fridge, or maybe it will be someone who just turned 21 and just like, oh, this is warm. I just want a beer. But they're not the ones who are drinking it. But at least you know what I mean.
Sure.
They're looking for cheap shit.
Yeah. I mean, a frosted mug.
Yes.
Because you look at it, sometimes you get a can and you get it right, and then it's like for me, when I get it, I'm doing a review on it. I'm like, I'm going to use CHG. I don't get the peppermint. And I'm like, what the fuck's the date on it? I look at the date and I'm like, no, it should be good. The date's right in line where it should be. And it's like, it's not delivering, right? So it's kind of like.
I mean, just is anyone like ever like brewed with peppermint before? I'm just curious as to do they do tinctures? Do they do some sort of an oil extraction from that? I mean, what do they usually do? I have no idea.
With peppermint, I don't know. I know like one of the biggest fads lately has been peanut butter. And I know some people will use actual peanut butter, and some will use like kind of a peanut butter like synthetic type thing, liquid type.
Right.
So they might do the same thing with peppermint or something along those lines as well too.
Yeah, so, tinctures would definitely work. I mean, I know a friend of mine who did a smoked hells, and he had a sort of a pepper jalapeno tincture. So if you wanted to put a little bit of pepper heat with that smoked hells, you take it up there, and then smoked.
It's a lot less. It's a lot less risky when you're measuring that out, as opposed to going full hog and throwing 7 ghost peppers in your 5-barrel brew.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
It's kind of like I'm a big fan of peanut butter type beers, peanut butter stouts. I think one of the breweries I came across that does it pretty. I say pretty best, but that's not a fucking thing to say. Pretty much the best. My professors would be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
All the high ABV beers at me. Turn the shade a little bit.
but Tailgate Brewery out of Tennessee, they do a lot of peanut butter beers. They actually use peanut butter and stuff, and you can taste the difference on the stuff they're putting out versus some of the other stuff where it comes across artificial. So you the difference as you're actually enjoying them and stuff too. And I feel like you're getting that with other things that take place.
Gotcha.
And speaking of natural flavors, is peanut butter.
I gotta get there.
Yeah,
Rod, I heard a bad rumor about you that Zach's spreading around.
Because the bad flavor was. I mean, it may have happened, but I can either confirm or deny.
That's the right answer. As
Zach,
your lawyer, Rod.
So
I can remember.
Zach, if you call your beer Banana Hammock IPA, it better be bringing it. I'm just all saying.
So Rod, before we move on,
sorry. Go ahead.
You're not sorry. Fuck off.
No, I'm not exactly. No, you're not.
Daniel was funny on that one. That was pretty good. Banana Hammock. Go ahead.
Rod, I'm requesting a review on the Bananas Foster BCS. beer.
Okay, I'll
Yes.
give you.
Same
I
here.
got it.
Same here. I want to know about that.
Yeah.
It literally sounds fucking disgusting.
Did you get the? Did you not get the bananas Foster when you picked it up?
Oh no, I wasn't paying $24 for that bullshit. No. If I had a friend to share it with, maybe, but I would have if I had a friend to share it with. But I wasn't going to go in. Does this one make me regret that? No, actually, it makes me want to go back and get more.
What do you don't like bananas?
No, I don't like bananas in beer, and that just sounds like an over. I love bananas. I eat literally 2 or 3 of them a day. But in beer, no. And I'm not bullshitting.
Have you had a bananas foster dessert before?
Yeah, I'm not joking when I say I eat 2 to 3 bananas a day. I'm not
but if you had dessert
Potassium
before,
is good.
I haven't, but like,
so
yeah,
why
but
would
not
you want
my
a beer?
beer,
Like
y'all.
Dessert beer. It's a dessert beer. It's a dessert style beer. You have other pastry stouts.
Rod,
you have other pastry stuff. Like you some dragon's milk oatmeal cookie. You're gonna drink it, right? So drink a fucking banana.
Yeah, but
Foster.
look, I like croissants. It doesn't mean I want it in my fucking beer, dude. There's a lot of shit that I like. You know? I mean, I may or may not like Mixed Rod, but I don't like it in my beer. So, like, what the fuck?
But that's the fun of experimenting with some of the beer type stuff. It's trying to find out these different things. I mean, there's like people don't ever think about like pairing dessert beer. We were talking about pairing earlier, right? There's a lot of great beers you can pair with desserts and enjoy them too. Bananas Foster would be one you could look to enjoy as well.
But
true.
So I'm just saying, you gotta have fun with it.
Before we get to that, someone has to leave us. And Daniel, I want you to say goodbye to us because you have to leave and go do things.
Well, I'm saying goodbye as I've been enjoying another beer here. This is from the fine folks over at Lakefront.
Lakefront oatmeal stout.
There you go.
They're because they're Lakefront and Great Lakes are apparently now available in New York City. So I'm very happy to say that. And so this is their stout aged with chocolate and coffee, and then aged in bourbon barrels, and it's amazingly tasty, just like almost everything I have. It was bottled on. This is actually bottled. Wow, a while ago. This is actually a year in the bottle now. 13.8, but it's still tasting amazing. So
very nice.
No complaints there. But
one thing I was going to add earlier because we never really talked about it. Like I know, like I've mentioned, I'm from Maryland. You know, Jerry's down in Texas, but if people want to say where they're actually from, kind of, because it gives a perspective for people across the country where people are actually talking about beer. So,
amen to that. Yeah.
Excellent, Daniel. Thank you for joining us.
Yo, thank you so much, everybody.
Hey, we'll have you back here soon.
Hey, again, if anyone if anyone wants to matriculate temporarily to New York City at some point in the future at a predetermined time that is to be determined. You know, we're
only a couple hours south of you now, so that could.
Daniel,
happen.
we need to start planning.
Like I'm saying, we'll redub into this. There's been a couple closures and openings since then, you know, but you know we'll address that in due time.
Great use of the word.
Like Matt Clark and I did.
New York beer trip needs to happen.
Yeah, like Matt Clark and I did the Philly one. We need to do the New York.
Thank you. Yes,
absolutely, man.
We will talk, everybody.
Thank you. You've been around for the food shaming, so you'll be fine. We'll get you.
You just food shame me after I leave. That's all you have to do. You're good.
Okay.
Cool,
it
wouldn't be a stream without it, as I said before. So
do you do raisins in a potato salad?
What? No.
I personally do not do raisins, but I will go both vinegar and mayonnaise depending upon the venue and what else is being served. Depending on what the base is.
Have you ever been anywhere? Have you ever been anywhere where raisins were in the potato salad?
Yes, I was at a kind of a potluck picnic.
He's white. He has it.
I was at a potluck picnic in a 97% white based potluck picnic, and there were picnics. There were raisins in there, and I looked at that, and I'm like, nope.
Look, you immediately lose your black card if you.
Nope.
It's done. Wow. It's like you might as well just beat yourself or do something crazy. You're no longer black if you put raisins in your pocket.
At least you have a chance. At least you have a chance.
Yes.
Daniel, thank you, buddy. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you for your support.
Love you, Daniel.
Thank you for joining us.
Be in touch, everybody.
Man.
Cheers, man. Cheers. Thank you again. Y'all check out real quick before we get to our next possible departure here. Y'all need to check out lifeontap.com. It's Dan doing his beer journey. He's been doing it forever now. and it's a good read, and it's good times. You can find anything about Daniel there. So I think we might have another person leaving us. Is this true?
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna head out.
Okay.
Got an early morning going on with some table making with Steve.
Is this an IKEA table?
No. This is a from rough cut wood to table.
Oh,
So
this is like a unique kind of like.
Love it.
Yeah.
So I forgot, Matt. You're a woodworker. I forgot that.
Yeah. So like 2 years ago, I got a bonus from work, and I was trying to think of like, oh, how can I do something that's like hobby-esque, but also, make money eventually. And so yeah, I spent my entire bonus basically on tools, and I self-taught through like YouTube. And going to the sawmill, talking to different other woodworkers about techniques and things like that. Just completely self-taught woodworking. I've had a few completed projects. Gonna go to the sawmill early tomorrow to get some more wood for some Christmas presents and things like that. And yeah, we're gonna hopefully finish up this table this weekend for Steve's wife.
Yep.
Nice.
Awesome. You said you're going to bring the wood to Steve's wife.
Yeah, you're going to get wood for Steve.
No.
That supply has.
That's what I heard.
Wow.
I mean, I think that's what I definitely heard. I could be wrong. And I knew Stevie, you were cool. I didn't know how cool. So
no upside down pineapples on this end.
Oh, the kids nowadays, no, different world.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, y'all, thank you again, Clark. Obviously, you're a friend of the show. We love you, buddy. Y'all need to check out the Super Fun Game Review Podcast. Go. I said it right there. And look, even Zach, he said he caught the TMNT show. Is that for the new one that just came out?
Yeah,
retro last couple of months as well.
It was like a throwback to like Turtles in Time.
Yeah, it's a retro one.
Oh, so good, so good.
We have been doing something different. One of the evolutions of our podcast now has been that one of us is sitting out not playing the game so that we can get the perspective of the listener and kind of ask questions that we might not have. If everyone's reviewed it, we're all sitting there just talking about our opinions, whereas this way it gives someone to just ask a bunch of questions. I sat out of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle one, and I am super bummed that I did, because I absolutely loved the original Super Nintendo version of that game, and it just sounds like that's the version that it is. It was really cool to be able to just ask questions and get my questions answered by my friends. It also gives you that perspective of like, if you're talking to your group of friends that are all playing a game and you're like thinking about buying the game, what does that conversation sound like? So we're getting that on track for the podcast.
Yeah, that's awesome. And a little bit of backstory quick before you go, Matt. I just want you to know that like that's how this stream started, is that I picked Doug because Doug didn't know anything about beer, and I just didn't want two beer heads going back and forth like everybody, we know it all and all that. I like Doug because Doug had that, he didn't have the knowledge. Well, Doug's different now because now he has the knowledge of beer. So when we started, he didn't have any knowledge of beer, and I didn't have any knowledge of scotch. So that really, we played off of that, and that brought a different element to the show, because it wasn't just a beer geek guy just talking about, two beer geek guys talking over people's head. It was more like Doug, like, yo, I need to know what's going on. I want to know more. And I was like, hey, I know a lot, but I don't want to sound like this big beer geek person who's unapproachable. So that's why it works. So I can see why that angle is working for you guys, is what I'm saying.
And now look what you got. You guys have an awesome fucking strong stream.
Well, now Doug's out of control and he thinks he knows everything. And that's
your words, not mine. I will not speak.
I did say that, but Doug will see this on a replay and not, he's Doug. He's not gonna, y'all know him. Anyway, Matt Clark, love you, man. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being your perspective. I don't know if you want to talk about your beers real quick before you get out of here, if you can. if you want to, that's cool.
What's
we
that?
Get that from Daniel. If you would like to review your beers, because that's what we do here. If
yes.
talk about which beers you had and whether they were good, and how all that, and then bump out.
Absolutely. The little snacks
of
the Bourbon County that were totally my fault. That was probably the worst part of that beer. However, I will say that having drank one of those in 2018 and having drank it now, they are it's almost like drinking two different beers. It's
good.
It's absolutely incredible to see the evolution of this. And I highly suggest, if you're drinking a 2023 right now, grab one of these, hold on to it for 5 years, and crack one. Greg, go out tomorrow and grab one.
I'll go. I am.
And cellar it, and then drink it 5 years from now when we're doing the stream.
I am.
100%.
This is so good. I can't have. I can't have. I can get 2 for the price of 1 Bananas Foster. So please stop it.
Don't and the Sticky Monkey, same thing.
Sticky Monkey,
same exact thing.
The name is awesome.
I had it with Steve years ago. Cracked it while we were playing Duck Dynasty.
Yes,
that's another classic that you can hear us just shit on Duck Dynasty for.
Wait, that's a game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, it was so bad.
It was a game that we all got from Walmart for what, $5?
$5, I hope.
Yeah.
Like I thought y'all were getting drunk and watching the show, which is bad enough.
That was actually a listener paid us to review a game, and he picked Duck Dynasty.
No. And we played it as was asked.
I gotta go back and hear that
was,
one. That's what,
that was So it's Clark and I just shitting on that game for about an hour and a half. But
can y'all send me that link? Because I'll put it out of my.
I'll find it. Yeah, I'll send that to you.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I'll put it out on my social media.
Yeah, Steve and I decided that instead of both of us deciding to buy the game, we would just get one copy of it. And we would
share it.
We would just drink and play the game, and we did it in 2 sessions, Steve?
Something, I don't know. It was like 8 hours total for everything, but I mean, we were fucking blasted through the whole thing.
Who was the game studio that did that crazy wild shit?
Who knows? I don't even remember.
They can't have business anymor though.
Yeah.
Right. Not allowed.
I was gonna say it can't be Insomniac or Bethesda or something.
No.
Oh god.
Okay. Rockstar. No.
I couldn't imagine Bethesda making that game where not only did the game not perform well, but then all of the Bethesda glitches as well, and then on top of it, it's like a 40-hour thing where you're trying to find your dad the entire time. No.
Sounded like childhood.
That's like an Infinity War.
It's just something totally different here.
All right, Clark.
Totally different.
All right, guys. I was looking forward to food shaming you, but you escaped. So
it's all right.
Good luck to you, man. Love you.
Fine.
Love you.
Hey, Clark, I'll see you in about 7 hours.
It's literally generic white people food. I'm just gonna throw it out there. We just got the generic stuff.
No worries. You have a good time, man.
You need to meet up at 7:30 tomorrow. You let me know instead of 7. We can push it back a half hour if we need some sleep.
No, we do it 7. We got to go to Home Depot and the Sawmill, so let's do it.
And McDonald's. We talked about that.
Yes,
I need a sausage.
Oh, McDonald's.
I need a greasy breakfast.
Or as they say in the hood, McDonald's.
Mackies.
We are 38 minutes away from Zach's special.
Oh, let's do it. Keep going.
So, Matt, nice to see you, man. Thanks again. We need to have both Clark and Steve on at some point in the early new year to do this. Y'all together. I don't think we've had y'all together.
Yep.
No, I think we've been on separate ones. I would gladly come back.
We need to y'all need to come over and just take over. I offered this to you before and I still standing. Y'all need to take over the stream. Take it over. I'm serious. Do it.
Maybe it'll be a mubber stream.
We're letting Zach take over. So if Zach.
Oh shit! Let Zach take over.
You know what? I hear a crossover episode.
There we go. Matt, thank you, buddy. Thank you. But I literally offered that to you before, and it still stands, man. Y'all can take it over. Bring all your whole crew. And we'll figure it out. But cheers.
I'd be down for that.
All right. Go get some sleep,
buddy.
Clark. Love
All
you,
right.
man.
Cool.
See you guys.
Cheers,
I
man.
am going,
Cheers.
man. Good seeing
Yeah.
you, brother.
Later.
Good
Yeah,
seeing
good
you.
seeing you guys.
Take care.
So,
See ya.
See you, man.
anybody have any other beer that you pulled open that you want to talk about before we get to the potential food shaming, which JHG has really been asking
Are
for?
we still drinking or are we not drinking?
Oh yeah, no, I just cracked open a new one.
Oh, I'm getting a little cookie.
Let's
then.
hear it.
I-
Let's
so,
hear this shit. Let's hear it.
I have, and we're talking about can art. I hope it pulls up because this green screen fucks me up. So it's called Folk Magic. It kind of gives you like a
Oh my
like-
god, that's amazing.
like, and then it kind of comes over.
That is fucking amazing.
You got your
love
little
that
spider
kind
and
of
candle
artwork.
and whatnot. Just the
God.
artwork on this. So this
Yep.
is with
Shit, fucking amazing.
this is a local one called Free Will Brewing. So this one, I went the opposite. So I started with stouts. I ended with a hazy IPA. So yeah, this is Folk Magic hazy IPA. Let me see if they have anything. It's Citra, Sabro, and Brew I hops. We're looking at 7.2%.
Okay.
Big one.
This, yeah. So this is at a Percy, Pennsylvania, which is a smaller
Oh.
town, but we
I
have a
know where
lot
that
of like
is.
small breweries popping up here. And I mean,
Near
we are talking-
Albertus.
this is my yes. So this is like my love of IPAs, where it's like it's a very juicy.
Oh, you're doing IPAs now? I thought we were doing stouts.
I started with stouts. Now I'm on IPA.
Jesus Christ! I could have got
I
an
started
IPA.
on stout,
I
I
could have
went
got
to
an
ale,
IPA.
now I'm on IPA. I
Now
am
I'm
a
drinking
man
a
of
dragon's
variety.
milk at this point. What the? I could have had a
Goddamn,
triple
Rod.
IPA.
You should already know between our relationship, variety is the spice of life. So fucking.
Let me just say, I miss Steve doing news. I'm just saying, because we
I
haven't
know,
done a
me
show in
too,
a while.
me
I
too,
miss
man.
doing news with Steve on the game and stuff.
Yeah, that's where I felt like once or twice, like when it started to go like off on the side, I'm like, oh, this takes me back.
The 13th. The 13th. We'll do it.
Dig it. Yeah. So yeah, it's really good. It's very fruity, which is what I want in an IPA. I don't really like the pine. I like the juicy notes. So and with
That's
Citra
right, though.
hops, you're gonna get it. So yeah, it's on to this.
Steve, is this fake news?
I cannot confirm nor deny whether or not that is fake news.
Okay.
I know him and I have called it something else, but that may be his new term.
What's up, Mister? Cheers, my friend.
Anytime
All
I
right.
can throw Clark under the bus or my butt, it's a good time. So
See, there you go. There it is. And
there it is. There it is.
There it is. Whoop, there
It's
it
exciting.
is.
JHG's back, and he's requested
He
the
had to
food
clean the
shaming. I'm
glass.
sorry, Steve. Did you have something to finish before we get to food shaming JHG? Because he apparently wants this. He keeps asking about it, so
Yeah.
he's gonna get it. Since he
Let's
wants
do it. Now let's do it.
Before we
God.
get to that, he wants to talk about.
Ooh,
I have to
Port
go
City-
local.
Port City.
Port City, Tidings Ale. Since we've gone
Okay.
off the stout.
No, we have not. Only Steve has. I'm still drinking stout.
Oh well.
Me too. Bourbon County. Oh,
Blonde
and-
ale brewed with honey and spices.
okay. And you got any tasty notes? And then we'll get to Jerry. Sorry, Steve.
Sorry.
Jerry, what did you have?
This is Steve's fault.
Oh yeah.
I'm just enjoying Black is Beautiful Volume 2. So I
Thank
mentioned
you,
that
Jerry.
earlier.
Thank you, Jerry.
Yeah.
You're still drinking stout. Thank you.
No, I'm actually I actually moved on. Tidings. Wait. We've
Said
got
Blondale,
Tidings Ale
right?
on the screen. Yes.
So, I mean, we have to. I have to, give all the cred to Port City because they hit like every style the right way. Greg can attest to this, and
Yeah, they do.
they do. And so
Yeah, they do.
it's Belgian style blonde ale brewed with honey and spices, and it hits it.
Hey, Mister.
Cheers.
Nice to
nice
see you,
color.
Mister.
Hello, Mister.
It's So
Christmas.
they Johnny Gilled you. They Johnny Gilled you and rubbed you the right way on that one.
Oh wow!
All right, Jerry, what you got?
I got tons of them, Greg. I got tons of them.
I mean,
Oh wow!
so
Yeah.
in North Texas is our first version of Black is Beautiful Volume 2.
Yeah.
And going more the hazy route, Oak Cliff Brewing with a collab with Smittix Brewing. So that's what I'm sort of sipping on now. I'm not really drinking, but it's giving me those nice fruit notes that and I taste it definitely being more of like hop, and the flavoring with there as opposed to like fruit. But it's really good. It's a spot. So
well, let me ask you, Jerry. So Black is Beautiful, the first run around, it was all stout. So now they're switching it up on the second run around where it might not be a stout.
Right. So Volume 2, according to the new, the new iteration of it, is going to be more of a hazy IPA.
Okay.
But what was great about Black is Volume 1 is that while it was designed to be a stout, I loved when individual people went through different things, right? So you had some people going toward cider, mead, black IPAs, other things that you could do with Black is Beautiful. So I'm actually looking forward to some of those same type of unique things happening with Black is Beautiful Volume 2. Also the difference, whereas Black is Beautiful Volume 1, people were working with local agencies and just kind of, different agencies in their area. Whereas Volume 2 is really designed to really be a part of a fundraiser for the National Black Brewers Association, NB2A.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Absolutely.
Nice.
Sure.
That's my buddy Swami.
I didn't realize that
that's Swami that follows you from Canada.
I didn't realize Volume 1 branched out beyond the stout.
He's seeing me and Jerry. That's why he's comparing me and Jerry saying two.
So the Black is Beautiful Volume, while it was mainly a stout from the sort of the initiative.
From Souls, right? Yeah.
There were here in Dallas, especially, there was a coffee cider. There were people who did black IPAs. There were other people who did other porters. There are people who did brown ales with other particular things on. So I kind of love the creativity that was going on with it, and also working with those local organizations. It was really neat to see all of that. So yeah, for sure.
Wow. Okay.
No two wheels down, but they're both good-looking older black men. We'll say that. I mean, they got the good-looking black man thing down.
That's my buddy Swami up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can absolutely. Right. To distinguish black men. So, who I love to call my friends. So yeah, that's that. Mr. also says that English has stopped shipping to Canada. Okay.
Wow.
Old English, really? Okay.
Yeah. Clones. Okay. I mean, I see it.
They're saying clones between me and Jerry.
Yeah, I see it.
I get Jerry going to work for me. I can take a day off.
Jerry, I don't know why. You never
Jerry,
know
I
what
was
may
going to
happen.
say. I was going to say this before, and I didn't want to say it on the stream, but I am going to say it now. Jerry, you look good, man. I could tell you that since I last saw you, you shed some pounds, buddy. You look really good, man. Cheers to you.
Thank you.
Cheers to
that. It's a work, and the work continues. So thank you very much.
Cheers to that. You look good, my man. You look good.
You know, one thing is if you enjoy beer, you got to definitely find that balance, right? So it's kind of like.
Yeah.
And I
you got to work that. You got to walk that line in moderation and know what you're doing and stay on top of everything.
And I still enjoy beer. It's just one of those things where, I mean, beer wasn't. People always think, okay, well, you enjoy beer, so you're drinking beer too much. I'm like going, you know what? What I would turn to too much was certain foods, and I would turn to those. I would turn to those foods when I was very happy, when I was very sad, when I was.
Yeah, I'm an emotional eater too.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's the stuff I'm working on.
Yeah. You're doing good work, so keep it up, man.
Good on
Keep
you,
it up.
Jerry.
As long as you're happy, man, that's all we care about here.
Yep.
So, real quick
Very much
before
so.
Steve's not here. When he comes back, we'll get to the food shaming for JHG. But I wanted to this comic
Nice. Foamy, my boy Foamy from my channel. Yeah.
this came in a bit earlier, but Big Yeti. I know we all love some Big Yeti. So
yeah.
that wasn't
Absolutely.
mentioned, but Big Yeti is something that we all love, I'm sure. Foamy, you may or may not be around to see this comment, but man, 13.5%. Yeah, man. Big Yeti's
Foamy's like me.
one of our favorite ones.
He is the big ABV beer, so he's out in Texas.
Yeah,
so
and Big Yeti's one of those really good ones.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
good times with that. Here's something that Zach said about Clark. He left, but are all those
That man ain't doing karate.
You got to give credit to Zach for some of his trolling comments. He's pretty good at it.
It's on point. He does his research. He dials in a little bit. So
he does. So Thanksgiving was yesterday, JHG.
Yep.
And you're gonna need to be the first to answer this since you're so anticipating.
Bring it.
Bring it.
And so you're first in line for the food shaming, JHG.
Oh wow.
So,
Fine, bring it.
if you get whipped around, it's not my fault. You asked for it.
No, it's your fault.
Okay. So three
have
have to go.
Three
Three?
have to go.
Three have to
Wait.
go.
But no, wait. Number 8 and 9.
Order
don't-
8 and-
thank you.
Okay, there you go. Now we see him.
Happy?
Yeah.
9 has to go. 6 has to
Correct.
Ooh.
go.
What?
And
Oh,
You got rid.
Oh, no.
I'm just saying. You got rid.
I already
Oh,
got the-
7. 7
got-
has to go.
You got rid of 69.
No,
You got
you
rid
know,
of
no,
69.
you're not right.
Wait,
you
stop.
know what?
Stop. No.
He's getting aggressive with that fucking buzzer.
JHG.
Wait,
You
I
need-
know exactly, right?
No shit. Right.
That
Right.
So he's getting rid of 6, 7, and 9.
6,
So-
7, and 9.
So
So 6 is the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Okay. The other ones are the right answer.
Yeah. You
That's
gotta
it.
have 6. You gotta have.
What's up,
6.
Jerry?
1, 7, and 9. 1, 7, and 9. If you don't get that potato
Whoa,
salad
whoa,
right
whoa,
out
whoa,
of here,
What?
Whoa, you get rid of
Potato
greens?
salad has to go.
Hold on now.
you
Potato
don't
salad
get-
has to go.
Wait.
Potatoes-
Now, as a Thanksgiving food, not
You know
just
what?
in general, but as a Thanksgiving food.
as a
You
in
can't get
general.
rid of greens.
If you don't eject that potato salad right out of here, like just
Right.
go. Get
Thank
out.
you.
I agree.
Yes.
Number one, though, Jerry, makes me want to revoke your
Yeah.
black card.
I got to say, you got no greens at the table.
You know what?
What do you go? Green bean casserole?
Where's your black
You
card,
need the
Jerry?
greens.
Because I want to grab it.
You can revoke. You can
I want to shred that shit.
you can revoke so-called black card because I will then say I am an American descendant of slaves and Jim Crow disenfranchisement. So
I don't care.
if the black card can
I don't know how to
go,
make your greens, but if they're making right, you got to have greens.
All
I'm
right,
just
I've
saying.
got
No.
I've got to
You
get
gotta
out
have
of this
greens.
conversation.
no, you don't have to have greens.
Yes. Yes.
Greens and cabbage, especially
No, you don't need cabbage. You tell me you don't need cabbage.
You can have green beans.
I don't know
You
who
have
brought cabbage to the table, but yeah, you
Green
take that shit back
beans
home
with
you.
some turkey in it. Okay, green beans. But you
Yes.
talking about some collard greens?
Yeah.
No,
What? Yeah.
no.
Hit that shit off with the hot sauce? Come on, man.
No, what you want to hit with the hot sauce is that cabbage, but then it's called kimchi. It's
But you don't want
something
cabbage at the table. Cabbage shouldn't be there. Cabbage should be out.
So,
Cabbage shouldn't be there.
That
It's
cabbage
Steve-
shouldn't be there either.
the
No.
fine line.
Steve.
How was it prepared?
Steve, is the white guy going to bail us out here?
What's Steve got? What's Steve got? Steve, don't let me down. Don't let
Put
me
it on the
down.
white
Steve-
guy. Sure.
What is the right answer? Because none of y'all
Okay.
got it yet.
So number one that has to go is cabbage because
Yes.
that's just not
Yes,
that's
Yes.
not happening.
that is correct.
The next one is potato salad because that's a
Mhm.
springtime oh great like a 4th of July thing. And I mean, are you by
fuck this
dressing? Are
up.
you talking about stuffing? Is that dress?
No, we're talking dressing.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about with dressing.
Dressing
okay,
is like
so-
stuffing. It's
Right.
the same thing. It depends where
No,
you're at
it's
in the
not
country.
the same. It's not.
It's like the
So-
same
so
thing. It's like
Steve-
it looks like
No,
Listen,
either way, what I'm
listen.
going to say is I'm going to say number 5 because
Yeah,
everything
Steve got
else
the correct answer.
fits in.
He's got the correct answer.
That
Everything
is
else fits in.
the correct answer.
He's got the correct answer.
No.
I'm sorry. I'm
No.
sorry.
I don't care
Okay,
which
okay,
one
okay.
number 5.
The
That
way-
shit has to
Bitches,
go.
bitches, listen.
The way
And that's
they
why
have-
me and Steve
Rod,
No.
confused
I
together.
was-
That's why me and
Rod,
Steve confused
I
together.
was
I'm
lucky
sorry.
enough for
Listen.
about
Look
like
at your
4
Steve
years
the wrong way.
listen, about 4 years of my life.
Bitches, listen.
My dad, one of his wives,
Listen.
we married into a
Bitches,
black
listen.
family, and I was introduced to collard greens, and I was introduced right because
Yeah,
it can be done right or it can be done very wrong.
exactly.
An auntie that done it very wrong, and then thank God my stepmom, she did it very right.
Nice.
That made it good. I mean, she put
So-
bacon grease and
Yeah.
stuff. Collard
Ham
greens.
hocks,
Just like,
Yeah.
ham hocks,
You did the greens
all
right.
that.
Yeah.
So
the good stuff.
Zach Rosenberg,
Whole
whole
bottle
bottle
bro.
you get a double fucking
He
boot.
said
Because-
my dad.
because
my dad
when you
one of those
have
wives.
delicious dressing done well, number 5, there is no need for number 4. Number
You
4,
really
there's
dressing.
no,
What?
biscuit and rolls are like there's no need
Biscuit
for
and
that.
rolls need to be there.
No,
They
it-
need to be there.
it's the extra carbs, but I will say as a
I wish I
a
could
very
mute all your
Caucasian
mics.
family, my wife's aunts and mom make a great pineapple souffle. So
Can
you
I
have
do this? Can I
it's
mute all
basically
you-
like a pineapple stuffing almost.
Whoa.
No.
Now you're getting a little crazy now with the
Yeah,
pineapple.
now you're getting muted.
This
All you bitches are getting muted. All you bitches are muted now. You can't talk, and I did this shit. So now I'm going to explain what the right answer is and why you motherfuckers are wrong. Number 1, the right answer is number 5, number 7, and number 9 all need to go. Now, Rod, I'm not hearing you. If number 5, my friend, it doesn't say stuffing, okay? It says dressing. Fuck dressing.
But in the Northeast, that's
Oh,
stuff.
wait. How do you talk to a mute? What the fuck is going
Other way,
on?
I
So that's fucking
overrided
roasted.
the mute, and
That was
motherfucker,
taking their
I had
job.
the right answers according to you, and you told
No,
me I was
Steve had the
wrong.
right answer.
Look,
You son of
Number
a
5
bitch.
is called stuffing in the
Now
Northeast.
I
I'm just
feel
gonna
like
put-
this is an improper. I need a recount. I need a fucking recount.
Steve had the right answer. Number 5, get the fuck out with 7 and 9. It's out the door. Somebody brings that to the table, turn around in the car. Go back to the car. You're not here for
Look,
That's
dressing,
super fun. Rod and I are
dressing
going
and
to take
stuffing
over
are
this
not
stream one
the
day,
same.
and then it's
Right.
just done, and then you're canceled.
Right.
right.
dressing and stuffing are not the same motherfuckers, so it's not.
But just
the same
understand,
thing.
Oh,
not all,
Wait.
not all
That-
macaroni and cheese is the same macaroni and cheese. 'Cause some people know how to make it, and some don't.
No,
It's the same.
macaroni and cheese has to be there. It's not even a
It's
discussion.
But no,
right
but some don't know how to
macaroni
make it
and
Not
right.
even a
Some
fucking
don't know how to make it in the oven with
Look,
the
whether
little burnt
it's made
ends
right or
type
not, it
thing.
needs to be out there.
Some are
I'll
just-
decide. No,
They're not all the
no,
same. Not everybody knows how to make
no.
macaroni and cheese.
And Jerry, I'm so
Jerry
fucking,
just-
I am so fucking disappointed in Jerry. I don't even know who he is anymore. No
What?
collard
Why you're
greens.
so aggressive?
What the fuck?
ow.
And look, at least listen,
Wait a
at
second.
least
No,
listen,
no,
at
no.
least Steve and JG
Hey.
get a white card pass. They're
Oh,
no.
white,
Oh,
okay? So
But
if they
here's
get
the
it
thing.
wrong,
Wow.
I'll give them a pass.
But
don't
here's
make
the
me
thing.
a part of
You
your
get no
argument
pass.
against
It's
Jerry.
exactly
You can't
Jerry, you're
because
black.
you.
You're supposed to get
But
it
how did you
right.
not have? How did you not
No.
have green beans casserole
No.
in there?
Okay.
If you
Collard
had green bean
greens-
casserole,
no,
Hey,
you
no,
had
The
green
way-
bean casserole.
let your
in
man
there.
talk for a moment.
No.
Man's
Collard
trying to make a
greens-
point.
no.
What
The
about
way
cranberry
collard greens-
sauce? Is cranberry
That's my point with me.
It's not
no.
on
Cranberry
there,
sauce.
Rod. Stop making up.
Cranberry
Stop making
sauce,
up
does that
boogeyman
say?
arguments,
mean,
Rod.
I mean, if you want jelly on the plate, I guess. But I, mean,
guess
I
some
don't
people
get
love
it.
the cranberry.
No,
Some
no,
don't.
yeah,
Cranberry
damn
sauce is
jelly.
good
Nothing to
stuff,
do.
yeah.
Well, come on now.
Look,
No.
Zach's pretty right though. You lost weight and your damn mind, Jerry.
But you know what? But you know what? The way I've never need, I mean, from a child, just to my collard greens, I'm like going, you know what?
Collard greens
That's
are good.
cute and everything. That's cute. No, that's cute. That's really nice. Don't let those sit in the refrigerator overnight because it's
Oh,
not
no.
cute anymore. You're like going, oh
No.
Lord. Woo, lift that top, put that right out. Same thing with cabbage.
Yeah.
But
as a white, ham is east of the whole bottom rows. I mean, he's not.
When I was a kid growing
you're
up,
living in a bad home then.
When I was a kid growing up, I hated turkey. So my grandmother used to make ham for me on Thanksgiving.
Look,
I love
dressing. My mother makes dressing is everything. I do not need a single roll or biscuit. No, when I have that dressing that my mother makes, listen. Let me tell you, you'll be singing hymns. You'll be like, "Well, I'm not even."
But it's not like it's
not
kind of
like what?
like it's not like you can't have. It's like which ones would you have to cut out? Like I don't know. I like the roll, the whatever.
I would kick
I
to
don't
the
know,
curb.
the butter melting into it, the roll with the biscuit.
Look, the
I
way
like
the
having
butter
it
melts
there.
into that dressing my mother makes. I mean, you're talking about homemade. We're not talking about no packaged nothing. We're talking about homemade stuff. Listen, you'll be singing. You'll be singing. You'll be like, I never knew I could sing. I never could hold a note. I'm there.
Hallelujah.
I will be right there.
He has
I didn't know I could
the
hit
man
that
has a good point. It's all about the delivery. I mean, candied yams, you can have Aunt Sally just pour them out in a jar. It's like, it's called yams. That's
those
sugar
ones.
in it. No, exactly. No, and it's not right. And it shouldn't be right. That is a travesty. All right.
Poor James, he's looking like he's lost here. Like, what is going on right now?
And let's talk about the fact that the way that picture you showed is dealing with yams. It's talking about yams and not sweet potatoes because there's a difference between yams and sweet potatoes. So it kind of depends on exactly what you're going to serve up. So let's see that picture one more time.
It says yams.
I mean, it's like sweet potato pie and pumpkin pie. Which one are you going with?
I just sound like we all need to have a big Thanksgiving next year, and it's going to be fucking awesome.
I can answer that, Rod. Don't bring your pumpkin pie to my.
I know because we grew up different with sweet potato pie versus pumpkin pie.
I love pumpkin pie. Don't get me wrong.
No,
not at Thanksgiving. No, fuck you.
I mean, I love
not at Thanksgiving.
Right.
I guess I just love homemade pie, right? And so, and my grandmother, homemade the sweet potato pies, which is like there's just nothing that could replace it. Now, had she
not even Patty LaBelle.
Had she done the homemade thing with pumpkin pies, I would probably think the same thing about them. It's just the reason why I don't is not because of the taste. It's the emotional tie to the homemade sweet potato pie that was like that meant something, and no one has been. If there's anything I would have loved to have taken, in terms of a recipe for my grandmother, it's that because. I can envision that, and I can envision my grandmother being up 3 or 4 in the morning, and just the look and the taste of those pies has never been touched since.
Damn right.
Well, it's like somebody mentioned earlier, I was a spoiled brat. I don't know if I agree with that fully or not, but my grandmother used to make lemon meringue pies. I love lemon meringue pies, and there was no way you could, she would make those and that was just it. Like she made it, and it was great,
Right.
So
those emotional ties are very that's a major part of what you feel when you have a meal.
Absolutely.
So the food shaming shit can happen, but
it does happen,
right?
It's happening.
It does
right
happen,
now.
but the emotional ties that you have to that food
is true.
Is so important.
Oh, it is. It is. It's all the memories and stuff. Like I won't lie. I was the only grandchild. I was like the only great nephew. I was the only child for my mom. So I was like, holidays came around, my grandmother would be like, "Well, he doesn't like turkey, so we'll make him a ham. He doesn't want this, so we'll make him a lemon meringue pie." So I was spoiled. I ain't too big to say I was spoiled when I was a kid. So and I enjoyed it and shit. And they kind of did that stuff, and it all worked out well. So that's just how I rolled back in the day. But it was you can't beat those ties to it. It's kind of like and like when they make you like a lemon cake or whatever, you got those little batter sticks, whatever, where they make the batter. Who wasn't licking those? Who wasn't licking those damn sticks? Let me know, because I was like, yeah, I'll lick the batter off the motherfuckers. I don't
Goddamn
care.
right, you would. Of course, you fucking would.
Thanksgiving is all about the emotion and the moment that
Absolutely.
you're there and with your
Absolutely.
family and all those little moments that you have.
Yeah.
And so
JG, you're being too nice. This is
Well, because without those
fuck
moments,
off,
you don't.
I'm sorry
Right.
we weren't all depressed.
You don't really
God
have.
damn, I'm getting old. I feel
How
like
You don't have
more
where's the button
positive in my life.
to close off Greg? Because shit.
No,
I'm starting to have
so
emotional
we'll
ties.
get rid of his ass and we'll move on because
It's your fucking go-to. Like, I don't like his
Right,
face.
right.
He's making a good point. Get him
Right.
out of here.
This is becoming
Right.
like a Phil episode at this point.
there's no
So, yeah.
censorship here, Steve. Stop it.
Yeah.
That's right.
We
Except
don't
when
censor
you
anyone. Right.
Yeah,
cut me
JG's
off.
being, look, this is the time where we come after each other. And JG's trying to be all nice and shit and bring us together. What the fuck is that shit?
Fuck your solidarity, you
Fuck.
bitch.
I know, right?
Right, right. But I do will add though, like I think
Terrible.
a lot of cultural things come into this, and one of the things is like I firmly believe that, and Rod can tell me I'm wrong, but I firmly believe that sweet potato pie is really going to end up more on Black families'
Yeah,
Thanksgiving, and pumpkin pie is going to end up more in white people's things. And listen, I love them both. I think they're both fabulous.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, it would definitely be sweet potato. But it's like this and this, dude. It's like so close, and they're so
Difference, really, if you think about it. But yeah, it's funny how it works.
Entwined.
right. But like I literally saw it on Twitter, and I know Twitter is in real life, and I got that. But like Black people are like, if you show up to my house with pumpkin pie, you might as well just walk the fuck back. Oh, like it has to be sweet potato pie for some people. So like that's really interesting aspect.
No, that's also fair, but there's also a line to be drawn in the sand where even as a white person, if anybody who showed up to a holiday get together and had raisins in their potato salad, we would kindly but firmly tell them to leave. Because that is not the way things are done. It's like, I'm sorry, I like seasoning in my food. I was raised with seasoning in my food. I had a little bit of everything. And if you show up, it's like, oh, I roasted you a chicken. I'm like, what did you do? Hug it to death? It's paler than I am. It's more pink than I am right now. It's like, this is not acceptable. You need to go. I will send you a Christmas card. Happy New Year. Don't show up next year. But I mean, we all have the things that are like kind of associated with our cultures, but there are times when it can transcend that a little bit, and we say, your food's fucking nasty, don't do it again.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's funny, like the Greg's thing. I think the first time I had pumpkin pie was like one of the companies I worked with, we had a cafeteria, and during the course of the year, at Thanksgiving, they would have like Thanksgiving type meals or whatever. So I think it was like 2001, and they had they had pumpkin pie. I had never had pumpkin pie up to that point. Pumpkin pie had a little Cool Whip on it or whatever. It's like, okay, I'll take. This shit's kind of good. Like, what the hell? Like, I've never had this before. It's like my friends are like, they're all white. Like, we mean never had pumpkin pie. I never had pumpkin pie. Just never. It wasn't served at our table. It wasn't something that we actually had. And I wasn't like a pumpkin pie fiend at that point, trying to get more pumpkin pie. So yeah.
Yeah, and Rod, from my house, it wasn't that we didn't have pumpkin pie. It's just that we didn't have it for Thanksgiving. We had it, all through that holiday, the Halloween season, and so pumpkin pie was in our house. But like for me, it was always sweet potato pie on the table on Christmas. It was always, like Jerry said, homemade, and it was just like so authentic. And like I haven't had that since we had the and Rod, at my house too, like. My grandmother started cooking like 2 days before.
Yeah, my grandmother
we had a big ass spread, and I still try to replicate that a little bit in my house.
Yeah.
And this year what we did was we did half curbside, half we made food at home. So it was really nice because we bought, we got curbside for like the staples. So like it was literally a local damn, why is it escaping me? Golf course. What do they call those?
Clubhouse.
The clubhouse for the golf course, and they got a good place. So it was definitely, again, with all due respect, white people food, but we supplemented that with a sweet potato pie. You know, we had chicken wings, smoked chicken wings off the grill. And we had macaroni and cheese because that wasn't offered. You know, I added cranberry sauce to their stuffing, Jerry. You know what I'm saying? So like there was a little bit of area where we could work that in, and still have our, you know, our authentic, you know, Black experience. But you know, it was mixed in, and we're a mixed household. My kids are half white, half Black. So, you know, hell, let it all be half white, half Black. Let it all be, you know, with their heritage. Just so it was great. It worked this year. But when they were younger, I used to just make it all myself. I just grew up with that big, you know, the table's full. There's all different kinds of things. So if Rod's going to bitch about my ham, I got chicken for that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And like, you know what I mean? Whatever. Like, I don't know. I hear you like to be. I hear you like to be catered to, so I gotta.
I like some fucking ham, though. I tell you that. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah,
hey,
no, that was the whole thing.
Shout out to your, you know, your relatives for, you know, making you feel happy, and that's good shit. That's not bad shit. I'm gonna make fun of you on the stream though for it. No. Otherwise, though, that's good. You know, that's good parenting and good. You know, because I want, like, man, like the holidays. Like I grew up with the holidays being happy. I did.
Yeah.
Like, and but I've grown up to find out that they're really complicated for a lot of people. And I understand that because people have trauma. People have trauma on different levels. And sometimes the holidays, you know, trigger that. And I have respect for that now. But at the same time, I still want to give my kids what I had, which was a happy holiday. Like no bullshit, no drama, no, you know, relatives that we don't want, and all that.
You know, it's kind of interesting.
And that's how it was, real quick, Rod. That's how it was in my family, where like, especially in my family, where like if somebody had like a beef or there was something going on, they just wouldn't show up. Like it wasn't like they just showed up just to like be a menace. Like they just weren't invited. So like all of my holidays were tailored to like the people who wanted to be happy. You just sit around and eat and watch football and watch the stupid parades and just have that one moment where your family could be tight. Now, if the family was like 5 one year and 15 one year, like it fluctuated. And it was like, as a kid, I was like, oh, Auntie's not here. Oh wow, where's Auntie? And like it was just never talked about. But when they got older, I was like, well, why wasn't Auntie at my, you know, my Thanksgiving? Well, Auntie was fucking around, so we didn't invite her. And I'm like, okay, well, whatever, you know what I mean? Like as long as I was happy, that's cool, and that's what I want to give my kids. So what were you gonna say, Rod? What were you gonna say?
It was interesting what you were saying. I was gonna say, and it's kind of funny. So one of the things is, you know, we talked about in our chat before we did the stuff earlier, some of the beer stuff we got today, and it's like I was thinking about it after the fact, like spent a pretty penny today on beers, on what I actually got from when I was sharing with you guys in the chat. And it's kind of like after I'd done it, I've been thinking to myself, like, you know what? It's kind of like to be able to do that, you're in a fortunate position.
Sure.
A lot of times we lose sight of that type of thing. Like what I spent on beer today probably could have fed a family for 2-3 weeks. And sometimes we got to appreciate that moment as well. Yeah. So it's kind of like we don't always pay attention to what we actually are, the fortunate situation that we're actually in. So it was just thinking about that when you were going through that. It popped in my head, just thinking about us being appreciative and thankful for the stuff that we got or the position we actually put ourselves in where we can enjoy some of those things. At the same point, when we can help out others, we have the opportunity to be able to do so. But you know, it's just one of those things we don't think about maybe a lot. And it's kind of like, I thought about that just like after I left the store and I was thinking, you know, I spent all this money. I was looking through the receipt and stuff. And I'm just like, in my mind, it popped in like, this could have been a car payment for somebody, or this could have been this or that, or this could have been, and to say it's like, you know, give thanks to the position you're actually in. And it's just one of those things we just pass on sometimes. We don't realize it. And it was just one of those moments that hit me. It was kind of like a reflection on where you're actually at. So just one of those things to kind of think in perspective to what you have and what you have to offer. And you know,
that can always be a double-edged sword because like, you know, it's like if you grew up in a certain way and like, you know, I know I did, it's like not growing up in like a very healthy financial situation or home situation, whatever it is, you know, being on like a food stamps, welfare, everything else,
Mhm.
and then you
Yeah,
finally
right.
get yourself, and you build
Out of that.
yourself up out of that, and get to the point where you can spend some excess on like your own personal pleasures, but it's always good to know it's like, okay, well, let's actually be thankful for that, because
Yeah.
we've built ourselves up out of like a certain socioeconomic situation, or whatever background you may be coming from, where it's the best thing you do is, okay, well, maybe if you can throw some back to your community, that would be great. Maybe to like a local church or like a local food bank. I know my wife and I have done that over the past few years, just to kind of be like, we're doing better than some others, so let's be thankful for that, and let's give back to that. But then also don't feel like that's not a reason that you can't appreciate yourself, and you and your partner being there
Mhm.
in indulging a little bit. And sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like that gets mixed up, where if you do indulge a little bit, well, you're a piece of shit person, you shouldn't be doing that. It's like, well, that's not always the entire scope of things, because
Right.
maybe you are doing something for others around you, whether it be family, friends, community, whatever it is. But I don't know, I just feel like that gets so mixed up.
Convoluted.
No,
Yeah.
it really does. It really does, to where it feels like you're almost kind of like shamed into the point of like, I'm finally doing okay, and it took
That's a
me.
bad thing. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
no.
no, and it shouldn't. But as long as, like Rod's saying, is as long as you're understanding of what you did to get here, and knowing that you're not just taking it for granted, then that's great. And if you do have a little bit more, cool, throw back a little
And
bit.
Yeah.
and
It's a perspective check. It's
Yeah,
like,
it really
yeah.
is.
Yeah.
and
know?
shout out to you, Rod and Steve, because I know that y'all are kidless families, and shout out to y'all because the focus for me and JHG, for example, is our kids and giving them the experience. But when y'all don't have kids, y'all are at least still mindful of passing. And Jerry here's too now, is a kidless family. Y'all are still cognizant of passing on good things, and being able to share that wealth in whatever way you can.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
our
100%.
focus as JHE and I focus as fathers are making sure that our kids have
Right.
these curated good times.
Right.
Y'all don't have those kids, but y'all are still also saying like, hey, I want, I still want people to have a good holidays, and I want to be able to enable that in some ways.
Right.
So whether y'all don't have the focus of kids, y'all are at least focusing on the overall picture and saying, hey, I come from nothing. I at least,
Yeah.
at least Rod is saying, look, I don't have kids to pass this on to, but I at least have, while I am spending all this money on myself, I at least have this perspective that like, hey, I've come from a a bad place. I'm able to spend this money, but I'm still going to keep that focus on like, keep myself like grounded on a level, right?
Well,
right?
it's funny. It's funny how
having-
you mention it. I'm sorry. Go ahead, JC.
It's having empathy.
It's empathy. Right. Right.
Empathy. It's understanding that others have a different situation than you do, and being able to apply your opportunity and your options to those who don't have it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
And that's what I'm
empathy.
hearing from y'all.
Yeah,
Right?
and it's funny because it's you mentioned about the killer. I always draw back, and it's kind of like it's funny being kidless, but yet kids can be the inspiration. So I draw back to
Absolutely.
years ago, back like 2007 or whatever, when I was like a football coach for one of the local teams, Cincinnati and inner cities, and I didn't have kids, but I knew about coaching football. I knew about football along those lines, and a moment that took place. Like back then, I would drive like a Dodge Charger. And so when I pulled up to practice, some of the kids were like, "Oh, that's a cool car." Blah blah. Like, how do you do that? And all the kids in their neighborhood were associating a Dodge Charger with the local drug dealer. They're like, "Well, how do you do that? You're not doing this, or you're not doing that." Or blah. I was like, "No, you go do this. You go to school, you get a job, you earn what you want to do, and you can buy whatever you want, that kind of stuff." And in a way, the kids kind of educated me on what they were actually going through. And so it's being able to provide that perspective. So it never costs anything to add knowledge, right? So when we can add knowledge at certain points, that makes the world a better place, in my opinion. So if I see situations, I step in and I actually will add that knowledge if I can to help future generations. Because there's a lot of stuff that kids just don't know. You know, there's other people that don't know. It's kind of like different ways,
different perspectives,
and how you grew up and what you may have seen.
Yeah,
man. So being able to drop that kind of knowledge makes a big difference.
Love it.
I see Greg laughing. I think it's one of Zach's comment.
Well, I'm also laughing.
Oh fuck! Oh god, Zach's been in the background this whole time that we've been getting like deep and everything else.
I also laughed too because I didn't know if we were gonna have a serious like y'all seen the stream enough. Y'all been on.
We had a serious moment.
Of like a couple weeks ago, that
you didn't have to acknowledge that.
So we're like the sitcom in the 80s. To be serious, it's so funny at the end.
I didn't see a serious moment in this stream. Right.
Here
we
are.
I didn't see one happening at all, and I was fine with that.
Well, you know.
And so we went from the food shaming to the seriousness like really fast, and that's how we roll, and that's a great thing. But I didn't see that coming at all. At all, really.
Got to keep you on your toes, Greg. Come on.
That's the thing.
But I do want to say, what you gonna say, Rob?
No, I'm just saying it's all a matter of being in tune and just like I feel like you see stuff nowadays and people just kind of try to ignore it or tune it out and kind of things, and it's kind of like there's opportunities to help people. You never know who you help may adjust how that life may be for that person and how it may pay out in the end. Like I've seen things where people are like, they do different things, and some of the YouTubers or TikTok, whatever it be, it's kind of like they go through stuff trying to find somebody that would do something, and then somebody actually responds to them, and then that person gives them $10,000 or something like that. It's kind of like it's just showing like be compassionate out there because you never know who could be what. And everybody, and I would say for most people, you're probably a paycheck or two for being that homeless person.
There's you just said that there was a guy who did Hoarders. I think his name was Matt Paxton, and he says you are 3 decisions away from shitting in a bucket.
Yeah,
and that's really what it comes down to. It's like you can just make 3 terrible decisions in life, going from a home and financial job to just shitting in a bucket, and that's really what it comes down to. So it's all on perspective. So if you have something you can share with someone else that's going to make a difference, just go share that. As long as you're not hurting anybody, then you're on the right track.
And so what that reminds.
Jerry, go ahead.
I'll just say what that reminds me of is the fact that we are indeed still souls, which is probably going to be my first beer that
segue.
Still Souls. This Weathered Souls beer with the it probably is going to be. I mean, it was a weird edge, right? Because I was like, I loved both what this was doing and what the Vector Donnie was doing. If I can get it in there somehow. Okay. Okay, I can't.
He's caught in the hologram. Help him out.
No. I know, right? There we go. There we go. So, Still Souls, I think it was a stout. It didn't have any other adjuncts. It was just barrel aged, and it just worked. And the nice head. And so I probably put this as 1, 2, and then I mean, I couldn't say this is 3 only because it's really not the same type beer, barrel the hazy IPA, but it was a nice blend. So that was just my segue into the conversation as we were talking about all these different things, because you're right. We're always close to things. That's why we should always be thankful for what we have and what we're able to get.
I mean, the idea that we're actually sitting here talking about craft beers when you think about different things, not just here, but around the world. Like, there's some people that can never even think about even getting craft beer, right? Like, we talk about, like, beers we bought $10 a can, $11 a can that some people can't even get close to.
Sure.
They just don't have the funds
an hour
to do it.
Too much.
So That was
So-
Jerry.
Yeah.
Or that was Jerry's segue. This is mine.
There.
In the words of Rick James, he's cold blooded.
Hey, to be fair, we've been going for 3 hours and 43.
We
So-
could, but Zach,
We're going the
we have-
distance. We're
Zach,
going for
we have
speed.
beat your. This is the longest Brothers and Brews ever.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, Zach. And we weren't trying to beat you tonight. I literally have pre-production notes to prove that. Actually,
No, it's true. It was put forth.
It was
as
noted.
This
It was
may be
pre-production.
like
Yeah.
one
It
and
was
a
literally
half
noted.
hours ago.
I could
or
show
3 hour
you the
show.
But it
screenshot.
wasn't a goal.
Right. It wasn't a goal at all. In fact, I was like, we're going to go between 2 and 3. And she's like, how the fuck are we going to do that with all these people, motherfucker? He literally said that. But
I
anyway,
did say that.
So I had these two, which were fabulous. They were actually, this one was pretty good.
You've only had
I
two
don't even
beers
know.
tonight?
I love the
I don't even know who
artwork
the
on
beer-
Kongs.
Kongs is great. It
Right.
was definitely
Looks
like
so good.
it was definitely like Rampage, but this
Yeah,
one was
it
really
was.
good.
The winner.
This Three Sheeps was really,
You've only
really
had
good.
you've only had two
The-
tonight though.
Oh no! I
Okay.
remember this one. Remember this
Okay.
one.
Mhm.
I'm never gonna forget this one. This one is
Yeah.
great, and this is empty. 14.6. This was amazing. Go out and get it if you still can. If you can barter for it, do it. It's only like $13 where I was at. I
Right.
don't know. It's it's a range, but this is good. I don't care if it's AB and bad.
So
I don't
you're
care
your
if who
child
makes it.
for it.
I really
How
don't give a
much for the
fuck
little
if
girl?
Steve.
Like Blues Brothers. How much for the little girl? One
I don't
Bourbon
even
County.
care. I don't even care. I don't give a fuck if Steve brewed it. This shit's amazing.
Oh, whoa.
Go out and get it. It was great.
I'll let you know.
I don't know if I trust Steve in the brewery. I'm just saying.
JG, what were your offerings before we get
What's
out?
up, Eric? Cheers, my friend. Greg Thomas Metal in the house.
So Evil Santa has to be my number 3.
Okay.
Cool.
It didn't hit the points that it said it had.
Fair.
Oh, hold on. Zach says on January he's gonna beat this one, yeah. So we'll see.
Okay, yeah, we'll see.
all right,
We'll
all
see.
In the words of The Rock.
Maybe
Bring
I'll
it.
have to be there with Zach,
Mister,
and then that'll be a
excellent.
record 6 hour.
Pinnacle of Insanity was number 2.
I love that. Show that can art again. That's
Who does-
Guns N'
who does-
Roses'
Yeah,
who does
next
the
that
album.
was
Who's
good.
the brewery for
Oh,
that
yeah,
one?
that's a good one.
That can art is amazing.
Who's
It
the brewery
is.
for that one there, JC?
Amazing. It's really awesome.
Is that
Steve is a good brewer. No, he's not.
Move on.
Eric?
And Christmas pancakes has to be number 1.
Okay. Nice.
JC, I didn't ask you about that one. Was the maple prevalent in that one?
Maple.
It actually was on there, like the gingerbread, because it was the base was gingerbread. The maple,
Do we not
maple
see the comments that come
stood out.
I'm laughing at my buddy Thomas Metal, Eric's comment, because he's like, "Who is Steve? Like, Steve's a good brewer. Who is Steve? Like, Steve is right here. So Steve's not really brewing."
Right? You can't see me. I'm gonna make your beer. Fuck you.
He's invisible. He's invisible.
Steve, how are your
Appreciate
beers?
you.
All right. I'll go down the line. So first off, gingerbread cookie stout from Trogs. Very good, very smooth. Highly recommended. Probably not local to anyone, so I don't know why I'm doing that. Another Trogs, Impending Descent. Very good, barrel aged vanilla bean and cocoa. And then following up on that, I had Naked Elf, which is
Ooh,
everything
Naked.
of Mad Elf, but without the Robitussin taste.
Without the clothes.
We're
Yeah,
touching.
right, yeah, Robitussin.
Is that a
Put some
United
Tussin on it.
States of America?
Put some
Thank
Tussin
you
on it.
for paying attention.
Moment.
American. Oh, if you like sherries, no sherries. So yeah, no cherry. Basically med elf. No cherry. No cherry.
Mm.
And the final one that I had is folk magic with the most awesome like beer can art that I've had in a little bit. And by the end, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's been a good night. So
that's been pretty folked up.
Not as trashy as last year, but I'm very much inebriated, and I still have to make a table in the morning. I tapped out about 2 hours ago, so but fuck you, Clark. I'm still up.
You have to give an honorable mention to the Titans Ale.
Oh yeah, Titus. We have my Titus.
Oh yes.
That's good shit.
Or shite.
Wow.
Say across the
Shite.
pond.
That's good
Shite.
shit.
Oh, let's see here.
All we need is some figgy pudding. Yes,
Yeah,
indeed.
exactly.
Pre-game,
Mhm.
before we
All
came
right.
into the show, I was doing a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Skyhook from
How did I miss that?
Triple IPA, 10%. So.
That was the 10% you
Yeah,
were doing the
that was
pregame
the pre-
because
that was
your
the
pregame.
pregame.
beer.
That was
Okay.
pregame.
Okay.
We had the
That was-
pregame.
That was
Yeah,
the warm-up. So then I broke into the game with the Dragon's Milk Reserve oatmeal
Yes.
cookie, available now for those of you looking for it, 11% ABV. From the oatmeal cookie, I think I went to the Critical Assets, 15% ABV, a little cacao, not cocoa, cacao. There too with the coconut. So that one 15% ABV, nice session ale as always. Then I kind of went into a little bit of an operation with the Operation Breakfast, 10% ABV. Pretty cool there with the artwork, as you can see from Flying Dog.
Yes.
And then I came back down because I'm, coming down a little bit to another Dragon's Milk oatmeal cookie. So that's where I'm at right now, 11%. So, I'm chilling in the session ales tonight. That's where I'm at. That's how I roll. That's how I roll, dog.
That's how you roll.
That's how I represent.
We all roll our own way.
All right, y'all. Well, on that note, it's time for
Whiz beers. Jerry did his, right? Everybody did everybody's.
Yeah.
Everybody did theirs. Next week, y'all, we have Ross Cole. He is literally a pro hockey referee.
Nice.
So
Nice.
yeah, that's gonna be interesting as all hell. I don't know if y'all know I have a background in hockey. I used to play. So that's
You
what
did?
Doug's
You play
best for.
hockey?
I did play hockey. Yes,
Wow.
I love that shit. I can't, man. I wish I could go back to the hockey days. My knee.
Wow.
Ice hockey?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
No, we
Yeah, I
did
got-
street hockey in New Jersey where we were like, it
I
was
played
street
street
hockey
hockey,
with
too.
the ring. You know,
Yeah.
the little orange ball, like you watching Clerks when they had the orange ball. That's
It's
Jersey.
fun.
That was the hockey.
Car
we
coming. Move.
Yep.
I played them both, but
had. Okay.
I played more street hockey than ice, but I played them both. I
Right.
have my ice hockey skates to prove that. But
Nice.
Ross will be here next week. He is also a Kansas City. Him and his girlfriend are Kansas City Chiefs fans, so we can talk about the whole Taylor Swift, Travis Kelce thing.
Just don't talk about it. It's just so
Did you
nuts.
did you see the Eagles lineup they had? They
Come
had
on
the
now.
lineup.
I mean-
they had the lineup on the Eagles thing where it was like, the quarterback is Hurts, right?
We're
And so
not.
they had Kelsey, who's his brother in the Eagles. It was
Kelsey Hurts
Swift.
Swift.
Hurt.
Oh,
Kelsey
dude,
Swift
the whole thing. Shut the fuck up. No.
I mean, come on now. I'm mad at some of these people who are like thinking, okay,
On
they just
Thanksgiving.
found out that Kelsey was handsome when Taylor Swift got with the guy. I'm like, hold on, what? I was like, what?
You all looked
Come on
over
now.
Jason.
right?
Jason is the stop.
Thank
There
you,
was a
Corey.
video I watched
Absolutely
about a
needs-
wife telling
Shut
her
the-
husband like how she was going to help his career, and he's getting all
It
awkward
doesn't
because
take
of
us.
it. She's like, you know, he's Super
Make
Bowl
somebody-
champion.
Just
Dude,
somebody
he's
stop.
already won a Super Bowl. Like, yeah.
Let the football guy do his football thing. Let the
Yeah.
singer girl
Honestly,
do her singer
I do
thing.
not
And then
know.
if they want to do something together, that's great. Otherwise, shut the fuck up. Nobody fucking cares.
I
It
mean,
does not.
I
mean
honestly
anything.
do not know any Taylor Swift song whatsoever.
Thank you, Steve.
And
I
you
know
don't
nothing
need
about.
to.
I know the big
Me-
entertainment. I've never
me
ever
too,
listened to
Rod.
Taylor
Me-
Swift. Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
This is rich. Yes.
Zach with the heat up food and Steve turned into Brad Pitt from Legends of the Fall.
Because I put my hair down. You're goddamn right, Zach. I'm a handsome
No.
motherfucker.
No, no. He's got brunette hair. I have brown heads here. No,
Oh hello. Oh hello.
no.
I'm creepy now. Now I'm a metal
Don't.
singer.
No.
Oh,
Wait.
so sad about everything. Now I'm a Hollywood.
All right, Zach. We're gonna have
Oh.
words.
One last time, I want to thank y'all for being here. Thank y'all for everything. Jerry, I want to thank you for co-hosting. You the man. Of
Jerry,
course,
I love you. You were a good sport.
I need to be on your show, Jerry. I need to connect with you, Jerry.
Let's be
I want
fair.
to talk music.
but
I want to talk beer.
Mhm.
Just saying.
Absolutely. We
You're a
can
good
make
man.
it happen. Yeah.
Thank you,
y'all
sir.
should do
Appreciate
cross.
you.
Jerry, you should go on his stream. Y'all should go on his.
Absolutely.
I'm out of here, y'all. We will not make it to 4 hours, but we will be damn.
Good.
come
Good.
on.
We're only 8 minutes. We're 7 minutes away now.
We could
We're
talk
7
about
minutes.
stuff.
It's
Talk
a
about
nice,
that
easy
stuff.
number. 4. Not 353.
Greg, we love
354, but 4. That's a solid number.
See y'all next week when Doug returns.
Love you guys.